Alright, so Chelsea are currently trying to get themselves into Champions League football for next season. They also find themselves still in the FA Cup into the semi-finals IRL after beating Port Vale 7-0 in real life. So Ian Rossetta's manager of Chelsea, trying to get them back to the glory days, trying to get them to compete for trophies, to get into the series and hopefully push Chelsea back into the top four and compete for a trophy this season. And for the first game of this series, this is a pretty big one. We're taking on Manchester City here in a big game that could decide whether Chelsea get Champions League football or not. Because the rumour is right now, if they don't get Champions League football, Enzo Fernandez and amidst some other players could believe in Chelsea, especially Enzo Fernandez after his recent comments about Real Madrid, etc. And he's going to be not in the team for the Chelsea game IRL. And also for the series, we're not going to keep him in the team. We're not going to play him for this game against Man City, which would be a massive loss for us in midfield, but just to keep it realistic, he's going to miss this game as well. But as you can see, we need to get Champions League football at least. We're not far off it. You know what I mean? Aston Villa are there. Liverpool are just ahead of us. But it's going to be a tough run for us to try and get it. But hopefully let's get it at the end of the episode. Let's get into our first game against Man City and hopefully get a big win here. See, this game I roll is also going to be a big game for Man City after Arsenal just dropped points against Bournemouth. So this is a very big game for both teams. It's a must-win game for both teams as well. Alright, so in terms of the formation, we've switched to a 4-2-1-3 to push Neto and Esteval to the right wing role unless they play, well, it would be Enzo Fernandez at CDM alongside Caicedo, who's playing as a holding mid right now, but I'm planning to play them both as deep line playmakers at some point. But here's Esteval looking for a quick start in this one. Esteval across his fellow Brazilian, then João Pedro, but Donnarumma makes the save. Now this is the second. Oh, Donnarumma made a massive error. João Pedro, it's 1-0 straight away in this game. A big error for the Italian. And João Pedro gets his 50th goal of the season. And what a season he's had for Chelsea, to be fair. He's been a great player. And you can see the Chelsea fans going berserk. And Donnarumma. I was about to say, this is my second game in a row playing against Man City. Because at the end of the Palmer series we just did, which I recommend you check out. We did just play against Man City in the Champions League final. So it's actually back-to-back games for me against the Citizens. And we score here early on. João Pedro with a goal, a big error from Donnarumma. And Pep will probably be screaming on the sideline if he's not still banned for, I'm not so sure if the touchline ban is still for this game, but he'll be going mental after seeing that, to say the least. And I did not expect that error to be made, but we take advantage of it and we score. Santos was the player for this game, but we get a chance here, the Brazilian. Right now we are dominating the game. Man City have not come into this game looking good, to say the least. And that's a great ball through. João Pedro. A lot for Chelsea out roll as well. Esteval wins it. Caicedo. Andre Santos from range. The Brazilian forces a save at Donnarumma. Here's Doku. And he's got past Adorabioga there just about. Ball into the box looking for Semenyo. That's fallen into Reinders and Sanchez has made a big save there. That's Man City's first attempt of the game. The very frustrating play at IRL. Chelsea have been a very frustrating team this season for many Chelsea fans. I'm not a Chelsea fan myself. I'm actually supporting the team that I'm beating right now. João Pedro from range hits it. Worth the attempt. Caicedo steals it to see it. Caicedo. Here's Esteval. Could he make it two before the break? He can't. It's blocked by Ake. Should have maybe gone for a power shot near post. I tried to bend it into the far corner. One player that's been very not involved so far is Cole Palmer. Ball to Palmer. I might play Palmer as a shadow striker because I feel like that playmaker is just going to be out wide quite a lot and I don't really want him there. But Esteval, lovely dribbling. He shoots it, it's blocked again though. But Esteval feels great. Doku. Oh no. Doku's doing well here. Doku shoots Sanchez with a save, but we almost got cut today by Jeremy Doku. And City make a change of Bernardo Silva off and Foden on. Okay, he's had a goalwards and Sanchez with a save and Santos now can get it away. Neto. Palmer. João Pedro. Forward to Neto. Portuguese winger here just inside. He shoots and he scores. Something Chelsea fans wish he would do more often IRL, which is score goals. You can see this is the 6th goal of the season in 30 games. You can see Rosner celebrating with Garnacho. I'm going to bring on in a second, I think. We're 2-0 up here. at Stamford Bridge against Man City, and what's a must-win game for both teams, and we are winning it right now. Esteval's taken out there, but he still has the ball. Here's Lavia. It's been a great play for us in previous career modes. The lap over the top of the former Man City fan finds Gittins. He's offside apparently there, okay. Here's Haaland. Levi Colwell's in there with a big challenge. Palmer. Not seen much of him, but Delap. Let's see the former Man City men here on the attack. Esteval. Lavia, obviously he's a former Man City player in the academy all those years ago. That's a lovely play, but Reinders was to recover it for City there. Had a lot of possession down the wing in this game. Stoku forward into Haaland. That's going to be 2-1 there. We're going to get a goal back for the final 6 minutes. They have a chance to rescue a point. That's one of their few chances they've had, and Haaland gets his 23rd goal of the season. Reinders, Haaland. There we go. Adorabilio is in the former Man City man as well. The amount of former Man City players Chelsea have in their team is insane. There's Palmer. He's one of them. Trying to create a bit of space, but Reinders has done well there, and it's going to be a 2-1 win. The 3 points picked up here at Stamford Bridge at home. You love to see it. A big win for us to try and chase down Champions League football, to save some players at the club, because if we don't get Champions League football, a few of them could leave. But in my first game in the series, taking over Chelsea would be a big win against City here. I deserve one as well. We deserve to win this game. And João Pedro, what a performance he had. But Cole Palmer disappeared in this game, so I feel like shadow striker is what I might play him on next game, because he didn't really do much in this one either. And before we get into our next game against Man United, we have made the transfers to Giovanni Quenda and Omega happen. Obviously, these two are going to be joining the team next season for around maybe a combined fee of 100 million overall. Not too sure what the Omega transfer fee is, but I know Giovanni Quenda is about 45 million if I'm not mistaken. We've got him for 12.5 million, Omega for 20 million. So these two will be in the team for next season. And one player that I've seen linked to Chelsea I wrote is Valentin Barco. So the former Brighton player now playing for Strasbourg. And obviously with Strasbourg being the B team of Chelsea, basically, we can just pretty much buy anyone at Strasbourg we want in this series. That's pretty much something we could do. So they recently brought Sarr from them. So there's a few players at Strasbourg we could bring in maybe as backup players down the line. And Valentin Barco is one of them. Can play, obviously, I played at left back previously. Now playing at midfield for Strasbourg. He's been a pretty good player for them. And could be a player we could bring in next season. And right now we do have about, let me see what the transfer fee, the money is right now. For the rest of the season, we've got about 111 million to spend. So we could still buy Valentin Barco now and have him join next season. Or we could spend that money on a big player. Depending if we get Champions League football, we could send a big name player with that money. Let me know down below what we should do with it. Or if you just leave it there and not touch it after bringing in Quenda and then make it. Let's get into our next game against Man United and hopefully beat the team that currently sits third in the table to claw up into those UC oppositions. And most games ended just, by barely any goals scored, barely any chances created. They were kind of just all the same. There's Neto inside. There's the João Pedro, could get the shot away. The Brazilian does so, forces a save instead of Lamens. And move it forward into Palmer, who can send through João Pedro. Now into Neto, who somehow didn't get to that. And that's going to be a free kick to us. We'll take it. There's Palmer, one touch, hits it, and that's side netting though from Palmer. There goes João Pedro. Ball inside the two Palmer. And Palmer should be able to get the shot away, and Palmer does so and somehow misses. On the attack there for United. Ball into the box, it should be Sanchez's though to collect, there we go. Okay, not the pass I wanted again from the game, but sure. I'm used to it at this point. João Pedro trying to get in behind, but Maguire just about makes a challenge there. Maguire, I believe, has just extended his contract at United, if I'm not mistaken. Bruno forward into Dorgu. Shoots into spots by Colwell just for the hard time break, and Sanchez made the save because the ball somehow fell back to Dorgu there for a header. João Pedro flicking it in behind Harry Maguire. That's great. We're definitely Brazilian. How has he missed? How is he? He did the hardest part. He did the hardest part of that whole thing, flicking it over Maguire. The finish was the easiest part. Palmer, finesse shot from him, blocked by Maguire. It's going to be a free kick in a good position for us. And Palmer's going to take it and try and hopefully bend this one into that top left-hand corner there. He'd used it to make it 1-0. Palmer from the free kick he won with a handball. Hits the crossbar. It's a big challenge by Colwell, and that was a clean challenge as well. For a second I thought that was going to be a pen. We're 1-0 down. We are 1-0 down. Couldn't see a harrowing wire from a corner. Through to Delap, and Delap can't score. Good graze in there. Delap, come on, this time you've got to score. This time you've got to score, Delap. You've not scored many goals this season, but this time he scores. We finally get a goal in this game. It's only his second goal of the Premier League season. As his move from Ipswich hasn't been as good as Chelsea wanted it to be. As good as it looked for Ipswich, it's not really shown that for Chelsea this season. But he scores there for us to get us level in this one, and maybe we'll get a late winner. A ball over the top, Delap in behind of Maguire and Yoro, I believe it is, and beats the men's this time and makes it 1-1 in a game we should be winning, but somehow we are now level with 5 minutes to go. Have a chance of maybe going to win this one, but also the opportunity for us to lose it. That is still a case, or still a possibility I should say. But Delap, Esteval brings it inside. Can we take the lead? Esteval shoots, and Esteval does so. It's a quick double. His third goal of the season. Well, obviously Esteval has been impressive at Chelsea IRL. He's not been the most prolific goal scorer, but he's been a great player for them. And he scores it for us to make it 2-1 here at the Bridge against United. We go from 1-0 down in a matter of minutes to go 2-1 up. And when it's deserved, we deserve to win this game. We've been the better team. And United by a ton have collapsed. And Esteval gets a bit of space there, beats Yoro and blasts it past Lemens. Fernandez up wider to Mbumo. Whips it in, back post to Dorgu, who's wide open, but thankfully Sanchez makes the save. Reach James is better there. Well, it's a late comeback for us in a game we deserve to win. It shouldn't have been the way it was, but you know, it is where it is. We get the win in the end, that's all that matters. And we're claw back round in the Champions League positions. Obviously, we now sit, I believe, 1 point behind United after this win here, if other teams. And Delap gets the man of the match. Interested, he came on and scored a goal, to be fair, but I wouldn't say it was the man of the match. I wouldn't say he was the best player for us in this game, but he gets it. But we win this game, a 2-1 win in the end against United. You'd love to see it, and a big 3 points for us in the race for Champions League football for next season. Alright, so it's time for us to face Man City again. Now this time it's a trip to Wembley for the FA Cup semi-final. Let's get into this one up against them and hopefully book us as a spot into the final of the FA Cup this season to try and win at least a trophy in what's been a mixed season for Chelsea in this campaign. Here's the job. Pedro missed a few big chances against United. Hopefully in this game he can make up for that and score maybe a goal or two. Here's Palmer early on in this one. In turn, I should have got the shot away a bit sooner there. Ake could pressing him, but they find Shirky out wide here. Reinders, Rodri inside, deflected. Comes off Haaland, it would have been handball anyway. And the whole thing they said about, you know, the passing at the start of this game, we should be able to ping it around nicely. The tiki-taka football in the whole trailer they did. There's Neto, cuts inside, he shoots and he scores. As I'm waffling about the passing and stuff that they said they would have actually done in the game. And when Neto in the FA Cup, seemingly has done quite well for himself. He's got 6 goals in 5 games there. So Chelsea in real life beat Port Vale 7-0, but in this we beat them 3-2, I think it was. Because for some reason they hadn't updated the live start points after that game, so we had to assume that one ourselves. And Neto here does well, cuts inside, spins Gahey, wraps it into the far corner, makes it 1-0 against City here. Reinders. Kovacic shoots, Sanchez with a save, and it's going to be a yellow card against us most likely for the challenge we're putting on Reinders off the ball. It was a bit late on that one. Doesn't seem like we are going to get a yellow card for it. Sanchez comes out and punches it. For a second I thought he was going to just let that go when he stops for a second. I was kind of worried. Ball in. Blocks there. Holland could have maybe headed that himself, but he let it fall to the player behind him who took the shot, which we blocked. Now Estevao. Making up over Palmer, the Brazilian. Brings it inside. A lovely move there from him. Across. That pass though was... Intimidation Nunez. Blocked there, but it's going to fall back to them. Nunez now in here to Rodri. Finds Kovacic, and that's a good save there from Sanchez though to deny. Ball forward to Doku. The Belgians got some space here. He's still going here. Doku shoots near post, and that's a goal for City. It's a poor goal to concede as well. It's one through ball. Doku with a space and a shot near post. Blasted past Sanchez. Holland. To Rodri. And Holland there trying to play inside, but we do well to defend that. Cole Palmer. Estevao beats Ake across. It's a lovely move there. Neto gets the brace. I'm not too sure Ake is trying to blame because he's at fault for that there. He gets beaten by Estevao way too easily there. But a lovely bit of skill there from the Brazilian who gets the assist for Pedro Neto's goal. You see right there, just knocks it past him. And plays it across. Neto there, simple finish from the former Wolves wide player. And makes it 2-1 to us, puts us back in the lead. And as it already stepping up, why has he done that there then? He let Haaland in there, but thankfully Sanchez makes the save. Like I said, we get the ball straight back to Kovacic because the pass has not gone where I wanted it to. They're still at the ball. Rodri shoots, and Rodri, of course, he scores. That pass was meant to go upwards to, Palmer, anyone, away from the box where we're defending, and he just passed it straight to Kovacic. He didn't even try to get it clear. The passing in this game is my biggest pet peeve, like genuinely. It's not even a pet peeve, it's a hatred. You know what I mean? Like, it's a justified, fully logical hatred. Estevao here stood inside, trying to get the ball across, but he blocks, and this game's smart 2-2. Trying to see Kovacic in this game was so hard to defend. Ball inside to Palmer, and that's 3-2. And Cole Palmer, the former Man City man, scores here. His first goal for us in this series. His first real involvement, realistically, has not been as involved as I expected him to be. I expected him to be in this team, but he does well here. Neto with 2 goals and an assist for himself in this game. He's playing great at that left wing role. And Palmer here gets the space. Beats Ake with a strike into the far corner. Then no saving that for any keeper in the world in that situation. And we take the lead again in this game. Estevao now, and they'll move forward. Needed Joe Pedro to make that move a bit sooner than he did. And we get it inside. Estevao shoots, and Donnarumma with a save though. 3 minutes added on here. Estevao gives the ball away to Aït-Nouri. Oh no. There we go, we're into the final of the FA Cup. In a game we only had like 3 shots, and we couldn't really create anything besides the goals we scored. But we'll win the game in the end, that's all that matters, and we're through to the final. Alright, so as you can see, going into this game up against Liverpool, we have a good chance here to get ourselves closer to Champions League football, because right now we're on 58 points. 2 points out of Brentford, he faced Man City here, and we're in a Europa League position. But as you can see, Aston Villa faced Burnley, so let me say they're going to win that game, which we need to win ours to keep pace with them. Because at the end of the season we face Spurs and someone else. I can't remember the team right now, but we've not got the hardest end of the season that we could have had. But we need to get into this game against Liverpool here and hopefully walk away with a few points, because Liverpool right now, yes, they did just beat Fulham at a row 2-0 with Ungamo and Salah getting the goals. But Liverpool are a team that aren't performing the best, so hopefully we can get a point, well not a point, we can get a win here against them. And what we'll go here against Liverpool, and I've got to say, this 4-2-1-3 formation, I'm not enjoying it. I like the attack in a way, I like Estevao and Neto, I like the way they're playing, but I just feel like everyone else just isn't doing well. Like genuinely, I don't feel like anyone in our team is, maybe Colwell, our centre-back, is the other player, but I feel like we're just so poor in like our movement going forward, like none of our players are making runs that make sense. Our defence is just so wide open as well. Gakpo doing what he doesn't do IRL, actually do well. Interesting decision there from McAllister to Esteval. Palmer. Enzo hits it, blocked though. Carl was in there, love to see it from him. I've liked him so far at centre back. I feel like he's not made any mistakes. Pedro through to Palmer, love to see it. That's more like it from Cole Palmer. And he scores. Not the best finish, probably shouldn't have gone in, but we take the lead just before the half-time break. And Cole Palmer makes it 1-0, you'll have to see it. I'm still going to try a different formation at half-time. I feel like we're just not that great. I feel like we're just so disconjointed. I feel like there's just massive gaps in our team right now, which allow Liverpool to dictate the game, which we should be doing to them. But we take the lead just before the half-time break. We call Palmer getting the goal there to see it. He's getting more involved in the team. That's what I want to see from him. Runs into the box and being in good positions. But right now it's not really doing that. Neto goes down injured. That's not great. Not to try that wasn't a free kick, to be honest. Yeah, what is going on? How's the ball just ricocheting back to them every time? There we go. We get it. Kukurea, please keep it. There we go. Right, okay, get to the ball. Frimpong, the two from the Leverkusen men linking up here. On the side to Salah, who's not offside. He should do better with that one. He should have scored. Okay. Wow. Kukurea, please get that out. Thank you. Palmer. Esteval. In into João Pedro, lovely pass into João Pedro, the two Brazilians linking up by Pedro. João Pedro misses a big opportunity again. Esteval. Why is Palmer running away? Why is he running away? We get it back. Oh, that pass was meant for Palmer. Why did Palmer run away from that? He could have just stood where he was and would have got the ball, but he kept just running forward. Sancho still is, I'd love to see it. More involvement in the game that Enzo's had already. Gittins across. Esteval can't get there. I tried to just get a little dink on that to chip. No, that there from Cole Palmer. Sorry. Free hit to Esteval, and he's hit the post. If we concede here, to the free chance after the chance we just had to win the game. Thankfully, Sanchez makes the save. We now have to defend this corner. Oh no. Oh no. Thank you, Sanchez. If we walked away with a draw there, I would have been fuming. We deserved to win. We should have scored more goals. And yeah, the 4-3 attack feels a bit better, I will say. In the second half, it felt better. Sanchez, with the man of the match performance, deserves to be fair. And overall, I don't think we're playing that good right now, but I feel like we can play better. I just feel like right now the team just isn't creating opportunities. We're not scoring the chances we get as well. Especially in this game right now, João Pedro and Esteval missing those big chances late on. And I feel like overall we just need to get things working better than they are doing right now. And then we are going to be in a better position. We're winning games, which is great. But up against better teams like Real Madrid, PSG, we're going to struggle more when we take them on if we are playing the way we are doing right now. Alright, so as you can see in the FA Cup final, we're taking on West Ham United, who somehow got past Arsenal on penalties, which I kind of hope this happens IRL. It'd be kind of funny that, you know, Arsenal, they talked about the quadruple everything, and I kind of really want West Ham to knock Arsenal out of the FA Cup. I think that would be pretty good IRL. But I've done it here in the series to face us here in the final, and I believe they currently sit 18th in the table last time I checked before going over to the FA Cup. Yeah, they are currently 18th in the table. As you can see, on 36 points, so they're 1 point away from Forest, and Spurs are currently, well, they're not going to get relegated, it seems, but I feel like in real life they actually do have a pretty good chance of getting relegated. And I feel like, in a weird way, I kind of want to see it, because their stadium is massive, and seeing that in the Championship would be mental. Just for seeing how Spurs are doing the Championship, it's kind of interesting to see how that would happen. You know what I mean? But let's get into this final against West Ham and hopefully beat them here to win the FA Cup. And I want to see how it does in the full 90 minutes. Obviously, we are playing West Ham, a team that are on the verge of relegation, so we probably should win this one fairly comfortably. But usually these are the games that are the hardest in career mode. because somehow the AI tends to be better for them. But that's a big save there from Matt Manson to keep West Ham in this one. I kind of want to do a West Ham series at some point, either after they might get relegated or before they get relegated. I feel like it could be pretty fun to do a West Ham series. Plays Pedro Neto just into the space with a bit of move there from him. Across to Caicedo. That's a great goal. And Moises Caicedo puts us 1-0 up here in the final. Well, Pedro Neto, we need to give him his flowers. He is so good in the game. Like, real life is a decent player. His decision making at times is the issue for him. But here we do great with it. We cut inside. A lovely bit of skill there. Shifts past the defender. A ball across to Caicedo. A simple tap in for him. And there's a great start here for us in the final. And this should be, like I say, a fairly easy game for us. You know, we're facing West Ham, the 18th. They are on the verge of relegation. If we don't win this one fairly easily, that's not a good look for us. Considering we're looking to get into Champions League football. Provided to Bowen. Back into Mateus Fernandes. He's a good player. Obviously impressed at Southampton. Has done well for West Ham. If we don't have the abundance of players in this team, I feel like it could be a pretty good signing for us as a backup. But we've got quite a few backup players that we need. And Pedro Neto, though, could he make it 2? Hermansen, what a save. Kyle Walker-Peters. Cucurella intercepts. Palmer forward. Good to see it. Neto. Great passing there to João Pedro. Lays it into Esteval. First time hit. And Hermansen again. Another great save. Felipe. Some of us nutmegged. Rhys James, though, that's not a good look for him. There we go on the attack. Bowen. Good save there from Sanchez. First bit of goalkeepers had to do all day. Into this formation change. I wanted to try and back on that. But I might play him as a classic 10. I might train him up to be that just to see how that's like in games. I've never used it. So I'm going to get a goal from somewhere. I'm going to make this one a bit awkward for us later in the game. Ball forward into Esteval. This is going to be 2-0. And it is 2-0 finally. We beat Hermansen for a second time. It's been coming. And what a player Esteval's been in this team. I've said since this game came out, is a player that I want to use. And I've never had, well, we're not done a Chelsea series up until now. And it's not been a player that I've signed in a series. And it's a player that I've been just been looking forward to using in this game. So I feel like I'm going to enjoy him. Well, I knew I was going to enjoy him a lot using him. He's my type of player. Quick, nimble, skill moves, good end product. He's a great young talent. And he's doing well for us in the team. And Esteval makes it 2-0. And just shows off Bowen. Lovely football being played there by us. This is some great football. Can we finish it? Yes, we do. Yeah, this formation change could be a tactical genius. Because our issues that we had, yes, again, hyphen on it because we're facing 18th in the table. But we're seeing what I needed from this team. That passing play was great. The control we've had in this game has been what I needed. What we haven't had. And Esteval gets the brace. There's some lovely passing play in the build-up there. Bit of trio of Neto, Palmer and Pedro. Linking up there to create it. But they might get it here. There goes Somerville. Ball into the box. Felipe's header. Sanchez with the save. Ball through into Neto. Esteval, it comes to him. And he misses. That was the hat-trick. And well, here we are. The trophy, the first trophy as manager. Well, with Liam Rosenier as manager of Chelsea here. Rhys James stepping up to lift it at Wembley, the captain of the team. And we deserve this, to be fair. Like I said, we did face 18th in the table West Ham. You've got to put a little asterisk over it. I said hyphen earlier. I meant asterisk over it. But the blue ribbons on the FA Cup again. And Rhys James lifts the trophy as captain. We have a few more games to play for the rest of the season, and I'm really not sure if the FA Cup gets you Europa League football or gets you Champions League. It might only get you Europa League, but I'm not too sure about that. But let's try and get into the top 4 anyway, just to be sure we get UCL football for next season. And well, as you can see, with 2 games left of the season, the first one is Spurs, the second one is Sunderland. I see Spurs are a team down in the bottom end of the table, and Sunderland are 14th in the table, so a massive drop from where they were at the start of the season. But we're taking on Spurs. If we beat them, We could maybe give Forest and West Ham a little bit of a lifeline to see them get relegated. That could be pretty fun if we managed to do that. That would be kind of fun to see. I don't hate Spurs, but you know, just for the storyline of Spurs getting relegated could be kind of fun to see what happens in Crow mode. But as you can see, we're currently on 61 points. Liverpool on 62, Villa on 63, but also Man United on 61, and even Brentford are here on 58. They face Liverpool, so we need to keep going. I wouldn't be unhappy with Europa League football, but Champions League would be better so we can make bigger signings. We can hold on to some more bigger name players, you know, like your Cole Palmers, etc. But let's get into this game against Spurs here. Hopefully win it to see us go a few points clear of Liverpool in the table, unless they beat Brentford, and then we might leapfrog Aston Villa if they lose to City. Would be big for them to beat us, but also we're fighting to get into UCL football, and we need to beat Spurs to get into that. Because I see Liverpool are most likely going to beat Brentford, and Villa might lose to City, which gives us a bit of a gap to get into there. Why did Palmer continue? We'll be fine. Esteval, who cuts inside, great play. It's a good save from Vicario though. I was hoping Palmer would have made the run after the pass. Could have beats Cucurella. Solanke shoots, Adorabiola with a block. Gotta say, I've not really liked Cucurella at left back. He's not been bad, but he's not been great. Pedro, he just couldn't put his body in the way of Van der Ven there. There's Gallagher, blocked there by Reece James. Palmer, lovely ball. Esteval brings it inside. Neto, low driven near post. I should have gone power. Neto. Ball into Cole Palmer. Across to João Pedro. Great play. And João Pedro finally scores again for us after having a bit of a rough patch of form since that first game. Really looks great. He's missed a few chances since then. That guy needs to do his shirt. He's got a hole in it underneath his armpit. A great ball into the box to find not João Pedro. Well, a great ball there from Cole Palmer. A great pass there to find Cole Palmer. Then picks out with a cross. João Pedro puts it in at the near post to make it 1-0 to us in a big game that we need to win. A long ball pass straight. Now Esteval driving into the box here. Back still looking for Neto. That would have been great if that worked out. It was a great pass, but Neto couldn't really connect with it. It's going to be Cucurella's there to intercept. Like I said, Cucurella's not been bad. I just think his lack of physicality for me is an issue, and like he's not the fastest either. So you don't sacrifice one for the other, if you know what I mean. Cole Palmer, look that from you. Oh, Vicario. I've pressed him though, but could have still got the ball. He's got into the box as well. Cut blocks there by Levi Colwell. Porro. Simmons into the box. It's done well there. But there is Adorabiola with a great challenge. And a break from the corner. Cole Palmer. Lead pass into Neto. It brings it inside Neto. Can he score? He should score. Vicario makes the save though. That's why Cucurella, let's come back to him. We get the ball off him. We need a second goal. And this might be it. Pedro's got ahead of Romero. And there we go, finally, at the brace, at the double. It's João Pedro in this one. In what could be a season-defining win. We're going to make a few changes here in a second. Bring on Garnacho, give him some game time. We're 2-0 up in this one, not long left to go, so I'm going to bring on Delap as well. Maybe a midfield change as well, not too sure, but João Pedro here gets to brace. A great bit of play there. And we take the lead. I take a 2-goal lead in this one, which we'll have to see if that could work out for us. Because right now we don't have a backup cam to Cole Palmer. We have Kendra Pires who comes back from loan next season. When he comes back, he should be the backup cam to Palmer. Kudus. Simmons, Conor Gallagher. There's great defending from Andres Santos. What a play he's always been in career mode, man. Esteval, how's it not a free kick against them, sorry. Esteval over the top, that should be. He's blasted it over. He's put everything behind that one. It should have been another goal. I should have maybe played the pass there to Pedro for the hat-trick. I didn't see that till the last second. We get a 2-0 win against Spurs. Because you might have seen them go dropping into the relegation positions depending on results elsewhere. And a well-deserved win, a great performance from João Pedro. And our next game is against Sunderland. And hopefully with this win here, will put us in a great position to get Champions League football for next season. And as you can see, we've managed to take Chelsea into third place in the table, guaranteeing ourselves Champions League football with a trophy this season as well. And we're looking pretty good as well. Liverpool just about creep into the spaces as well because Aston Villa dropped off massively. Did Spurs get relegated? Nah, they didn't. I actually really wanted to see that, but it's just about survived. Same with Forest. But yeah, we won the FA Cup. We finished in the Champions League positions, which means we still have obviously 111 million to spend this season. If we were to spend that, let me know in the comments down below. But there are a few players that have been linked to the club recently that I put onto the shortlist here real quickly. So we've already brought in Giovanni Quenda and Omega to keep it realistic. Pavlovic has been linked to the club, so he's been pretty good for AC Milan as of recently. So he would come in as maybe a backup defender, maybe even comes into the first team. Give him a chance and see how he does. He's got some pretty good stats. Jean-Paul Van Hecke also has been impressive for Brighton for the past season or two, and he's been linked to Chelsea as well recently. Angelo Stiller, also a player that's been linked to them. Obviously, he's a potential replacement for Enzo Fernandez. If Enzo leaves, Stiller could be a player they bring in to replace him. Not the fastest player, but obviously passing-wise, he is incredible and decent defensively as well. Adam Wharton, also a player that's been linked to Chelsea as well as Man City, Man United, Liverpool, you name it, he's been linked to the clubs. And Valentin Barco, a player that it seems Chelsea might have agreed a 15 million deal to bring him into the club. I'm not too sure if that is fully done yet. If it is, I will bring him in. If not, then we could sign him next season, as he looks like a pretty good player. So he was a left back for Brighton, didn't really get much game time, was loaned out to Sevilla, I think it was, then ended up at ended up at Strasbourg now could be moving to Chelsea. And Morgan Rogers is the biggest name here, because he's been recently identified as a player that Chelsea want in their team. The plan is, if they were to sign Rogers, it seems, is Rogers on the left, Palmer at the cam role, and Esteval on the right wing, which would be insane. That front four technically, Rogers on the left, Palmer at cam, and obviously Esteval on the right with João Pedro up front would be great. So that would see Pedro Neto get dropped as Omega comes in next season as a backup striker. Giovanni Quenda comes in as a backup to Esteval in the team. But also players coming back from loans that we are, well, some of them we're going to sell, some we might keep. In terms of players, Anselmino, I might loan him back out again. Obviously, he was doing great at Dortmund, has been loaned out to Strasbourg. Some of the younger players here, Amori Keneman, I'm going to loan out again him because he looks like a pretty good talent. Samuel Smith, I might just loan out again as well, so he's looked pretty good. But obviously, the biggest player coming back next season is Kendrick Paez. He's going to be in the team next season as a backup player to Cole Palmer. Penders could become our first team goalkeeper. I'm not too sure what to do with that. As you can see, we've got quite a few players loaned out to Strasbourg. We've obviously got Fofana as well. I might just sell him, I might just cut our losses on Fofana. Obviously, he was doing pretty well for Chelsea at one point, then just kind of fell off, and now he's on loan at on loan at Strasbourg, sorry. It's 23, only 74 rated. I think could be a player we'll just let go. There's still been Nicholas Jackson. I think he's most likely going to leave. Obviously, a decent striker, doing all right for himself at Bayern. Obviously, he started off pretty good, if I'm not mistaken. He's kind of fell off since then. Dizazi, a player that we're going to sell. Richards will loan out again, and then Harry George will loan out again to eat whatever can come into him. But obviously, yeah, players we're going to keep. That is Penders, Kendrick Paez, Keneman, obviously Smith will loan out, and some of the younger players will loan out, Anselmino. But the likes of Fofana, we're going to sell. But in terms of what the players have done this season, I forgot to check this real quick. As you'll see, stats-wise, João Pedro, 22 and 12 from him. A great season for him at striker. Pedro Neto, becoming pretty good in the team. 16 goals and 9 assists from him this campaign. Cole Palmer, 14 and 6. Enzo, 12 and 6. A player we might have to sell next season. If, say, Real Madrid come in for him, I think that could be pretty realistic to let him go. So I feel like he's going to be a player that is going to leave Chelsea next season. If they do get Champions League football, they could maybe see him staying. But if Real Madrid want him, I think Real Madrid will get him. That's pretty much the way it's going to go. Esteval, 11 goals and 3 assists. Garnacho, 7 goals and 4. We didn't really see much of him. Obviously, since we came over as manager in the series, we're going to see more of him next season. I'm hoping to lap can do well. See, Omega comes in as a backup striker. We would have Delap as a third choice striker, and obviously Joao Pedro as a first team striker. So that's pretty interesting to deal with. But the team right now is looking pretty good. Let me know in the comments below if we should sell Enzo Fernandez next season, bring in maybe Angelo Stiller, maybe an Adam Wharton into that midfield role, and then move on from that. Or maybe play Andros Santos in the first team from now on, and bring in maybe Wharton, etc. as a rotation player for Santos who could come into the team. Defensively, I think we need to improve on Adora Bioyo. I think we need to replace him with a first team centre-back. I like Levi Colwell. He's pretty good. He's 23. Young talent we can develop. He's pretty good for us in the team. Cucurella left back. I wouldn't be against selling for a left back who's more defensive. You know what I mean? With like maybe an intercept or anticipate play style or bruiser, something like that. I feel like Cucurella could be a player we do sell. I do like him. I don't hate him. You know what I mean? He's a pretty good player in game. It's just not really. He's not wild to me, but he's also not been bad, pretty much. But the rest of the team is looking pretty good. I see Sanchez in goal has been great for us. With Pender's coming back next season, he's going to push for that first team position. Backup players, we've got some pretty good ones. There's some great players coming back from loan next season. Mark Hughes going to get loaned out. I might loan out Saw. We're also going to loan out Che Ampong. We're going to sell Badiashile, as he's kind of not really worked out for Chelsea. But yeah, that's going to call it for this episode. If you're going to enjoy it, drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below transfer plans for next season. As always, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Alright, so last season we took over Chelsea with 7 games left to go in the Premier League season. Managed to take them not only to finish in 3rd place at the table, guaranteeing themselves Champions League football, but also we took them to win the FA Cup, beating West Ham in the final of the competition here at Wembley. You'll see the stats of the players here in a second. Joao Pedro, Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer, etc. having great seasons in the team. And well, let's get into season 3, make some big signings to make it so we can challenge for more titles in the series. Alright, so here we are in Season 2 of the Chelsea series after finishing 3rd in the Prem last season and winning the FA Cup. We are in UCL football, got 228 million to spend this season. If you wonder about the money spent, because we made some signings in the mid-season with the budget we had left over last season. I'm going to show you who they are real quickly, and some of them are already in the team. We've brought in Yandy Amande from Leipzig due to being linked to the club. He's going to be starting at left wing in the team, and Esteval will be playing at right wing in the team. We're going to start a new centre-back to play alongside Levi Colwell, and we maybe let go of Pedro Neto. I do like him in game, but I feel like he could be a player we do sell. Enzo Fernandez is a player we're going to sell because he's looking like likely to leave Chelsea at the end of the season. We brought in Fofana as his replacement from AC Milan at this point anyway. Obviously, Omega and Giovanni Quenda are joining the teams on permanent deals, and other than that, who else did I sign? Let's have a look down here. We brought in Kendrick Paez, as he was actually a free agent in the game, so I had to bring him in to the club. We're going to sell Garnacho. We're going to sell a bunch of the players down here on the bench like Badiashile, Jackson, Fofana, Dizazi. We're going to let them go. Penders will be a backup goalkeeper, maybe even first in goalkeeper. Loan out some of the young talents as well, like Anselmino will go on loan. Maybe even Saw, because I do want to play Fofana and Chalobah together as a backup defenders in the second team. But yeah, the team's looking pretty good. Obviously, Kendrick Paez is in the team this season as a backup cam to Palmer, and I do want him to be the backup cam. You guys have suggested a bunch of good signings though that we could make, and well, one of them is the baller as a backup cam to Palmer, since he's looking likely to leave Roma IRL. But I do want to use Kendrick Paez. I've used the baller in our Roma series, so I don't really want to use the same players again over and over again, basically. So I don't really want to use the baller in this team right now anyway, because I feel like Kendrick Paez, I need to use him in the team. It's a young talent I've been looking at using for a while now, and I want to use him in the team, basically. Other than that, you also suggested that we bring in Osimhen for the striker role. And we did that before in the Chelsea series. I signed Osimhen quite a few times in Coronas in the past, and I feel like I don't want to just do it again, copy last year's FC25 Chelsea series by making Osimhen the striker in the team, because Joao Pedro is a proven player in the team, got 22 goals and like 10 assists, something like that last season. He's a proven player in the squad, and I feel like I want to use him as striker in the series with Delap or Omega as a backup players to him. But let's get into Season 2, make some big signings for the team, especially in defence, especially to replace Adora Bioyo in the team to just better that centre-back position. And let's get into the season, and maybe we might make some even more bigger signings for the backup positions, even though we've got some good players in these roles. But it's going to be a big change in this team this season. And as you guys suggested in the comments down below in the last episode, we're bringing Bremer in to be our first team centre-back alongside Levi Colwell, who I've liked in the team. I do like Levi Colwell. He's 82 rated, is a good defender in game, and Bremer and him should be a good backup, well, could be a good defensive partnership, with Adora Bioyo, Chalobah, and some other great defenders like Saw and Sermino as backup players to them this season. But Bremer comes in for 57 million. The Brazilian, who's 29 years of age, 86 rated from Juventus, signs here at Chelsea. We're going to give him a new number, and maybe he could replace the role that Thiago Silva had in the team a few years ago for Chelsea as an experienced Brazilian defender in the squad. Alright, so before we get into the community issue final up against Arsenal, I thought I'd update you guys on some transfers we have made in terms of sales. We've made some pretty big sales this season, as you'll see if we go here. So we brought in Bremer from Juventus for 57 million. We have sold Neto to Atletico Madrid for 55 million. Jackson to Spurs for 38. Garnacho to Leverkusen. Dizazi for Fana. Badiashil also leaving us. Kendra Pires is a Chelsea player, but for some reason wasn't a free agency, so I had to bring him in on a free deal. We've earned out a bunch of young talents, as you can see. Now just not going to get much game time this season, especially like Anselmino and a Champong, some big talents we need to develop in the squad. If we were to do a season for 3 their players, I would like to get involved in the team. Obviously that depends on if we win the Champions League this season. And one player we'll see that hasn't left though is Enzo Fernandez, because we've not got offers for him from teams that I'd like to sell him to. We've had Arsenal, Man United, Man City, we've had Spurs randomly, we've had Nottingham Forest as well. Teams I just wouldn't sell Enzo Fernandez to. Like Neto was the same for a while, we'd only got Premier League clubs coming in for him. But I was fine with selling into Atletico Madrid. I felt like it made more sense because he's been linked to Barcelona in the past month or so. So I thought selling him to a La Liga club kind of makes sense, as there's a player that wouldn't be happy being a backup player at Chelsea in my opinion, with Yandy Mande coming in at left wing. That's about the right wing with the likes of obviously Gittins on the bench as well. We also now have Giovanni Quenda here, who comes up onto the bench alongside the rest of the squad. And our midfielders are looking pretty good, as you can see. Enzo's still here, so he's going to play this game against Arsenal to try and win us a trophy, the community issue. Let's get into this one. Bremer makes his debut, Diamande makes his debut, and I'm also contemplating letting go Cucurella and signing maybe Tino Livramento at left back. That could be something we do, but I'm not so sure just yet. Depending on how Cucurella plays in this game, I might keep him because I don't hate him, but I don't like him too much in the game. I feel like he's a decent defender. It's not amazing, it's not great, you know what I mean, it's not bad. It's just, he just does the job, which I feel like is fine. And especially also with Enzo perhaps leaving, I feel like Fofana makes more sense as a backup player to Caicedo than a first-team player in this team. And that's something I'm going to float around with as we move through the season. But let's get into our first game of the season. Hopefully win the community shield, and João Pedro can prove where I kept him at striker by hopefully scoring a goal or two in this one to help us win it. And on the right, I should say, of their team. And the left for us, good block by Colwell, force there to Ødegaard, and it's going to be blocked today by Reece James out for a corner. And Gabriel Martinelli's shot. Eze in. Kivio Goldwoods, who's back from his loan at Porto, where he's doing great things for them. Now we can counter Enzo Fernandez. Gets it through to João Pedro just about there. And now João Pedro looking to prove why he's still in the team. And we didn't sign Aussie men. Gets unlucky and hits the crossbar there. But Reece James, can he win that one? He does just about. Gets it to Esteval. And Diamande looking to prove there's not a player that's going to falter in the Prem as he cuts inside and scores a great goal there. The number 7 is now free, so might give it to Yan Diamande. It's Pedro Neto's left, but Diamande on his debut scores a great goal there to make it 1-0. Already proven to be worth the money. 57 million I believe we spent on him last season to bring him in from Leipzig. Like I say, he's been linked to Liverpool and Chelsea quite a lot recently, and you guys wanted him in the team. And we brought him into the team. The downside of that though, we had to sell Neto to get him into the squad, because Neto obviously wouldn't be happy being a backup player to Yan Diamande coming into the squad. That's the issue for Chelsea right now with a lot of their attackers. They're not the most consistent. But Esteval, Palmer, it could be 2-0 quite quickly. João Pedro, Ryan would have said that the angle didn't really favour the Brazilian there though. That's great defending there from Bremer. With any Juventus series, we actually sold Bremer in that series to keep it realistic, and as I feel like he's a player that might leave Juventus next season. But I would have talked to Diamande though, and Diamande looking to get a brace, throwing himself on his debut at Wembley. Are we about to see a special player in the Chelsea series? Before we've had this before with players on their debut, I've done great. We've had it before in a previous series where a player on his debut scored like 3 goals for us, or 4 goals. And then he didn't score for ages in a series. I can't remember who it was now, but it was, I believe, an SD26. But Yan Diamande, I don't think he's going to be that player. As he's looked lively here in this Arsenal game, has been a very decisive player in the squad. He's got a brace for himself here. at Wembley. Our two new signings having great debuts. Ball over the top here to Saka. Gyökeres, what a save by Sanchez. And Gyökeres that fault for that one, gave Saka the space. He just was out of position there for a couple of seconds, and that almost cost us. As Cole was great there. Esteval. Now João Pedro. Waiting for the run. It's poor defending from Arsenal. And we get a little bit lucky there. We get unlucky and lucky at the same time. João Pedro won't get the assist, but Esteval makes it free. And well, this is a statement from us this season. We climbed up into UCL football. We finished third. We won the FA Cup. And right here, what we're saying to Arsenal is, you won the Premier League last season. We're looking to take that from you. We're also looking to do well in the Champions League. That will return to us. Chelsea won it a few years ago. We're looking to win it again for them. With this great young squad we have here, with players that can still leave. You know, Enzo could be a player that still goes if we get a big offer. Like, I'm only going to sell into a team like Barcelona, PSG, Real Madrid. Harder to Saka. Gyökeres playing a basketball screen there, but Enzo steals it. That's one thing we could lose with Enzo leaving, is the defensive ability. That's why I want to bring in someone who is more of a centre mid than a CDM. One game. There we go. Oh no, I might get a consolation goal here if the switching doesn't work out for me. Ball over the top. Reece James should deal with that one. There we go. Get out of the way. And they're going to get a throw in. A chance to get one more goal, or get a goal. Odegaard now coming on. He should have started this game. I'm not too sure why he hasn't. And that's going to be the end of the game. Let's cut to the trophy lift. We have won our second trophy as with manager, well, Ian Rosiner as manager. Chelsea, the FA Cup and now the Community Shield is now won. And Diamande on his debut, as well as Bremer, massively impressed me. Esteval with the other goal. João Pedro got very unlucky, could have scored a goal or two himself. Got unlucky not to get the assist for the Esteval goal. But Reece James steps in to lift the trophy. Enzo, maybe as his final game as the Chelsea player, gets to be involved in another trophy celebration. Like I said, I'm only going to sell him if Real Madrid, Barca, PSG, maybe Bayern Munich come in for him. Other than that, he's going to stay here. And Reece James as captain, that's his second trophy in the series. It's not the biggest one, but it's one you want to win. It's one you want to win if you're involved in it. A second win at Wembley in the series is getting to the start of the Premier League season, and maybe make a big signing or two for the team before then. And well, real quickly, before we get into our next game, our first Premier League game of the season against Spurs, I just want to talk about this real quickly. Just look at the last three offers I got for Enzo Fernandez: Burnley, Sunderland and Crystal Palace. For an 86 rated player in Enzo Fernandez worth up to 100 million, why are Burnley, Sunderland and Crystal Palace coming for him? After that big win over Arsenal, and now taking on Spurs in the first game of the season, who they just about survived relegation last season, finishing on 40 points I think in the end. So we did beat them when we took them on. There's Conor Gallagher. They did give us a good game. Conor Gallagher was a hard player to defend against in that one. Seems like they've kept quite a lot of their players surviving relegation. So in real life it is, you know, the Zerbia's now manager as them. But in the game it's still Igor Tudor. Ball forward into Cole Palmer. João Pedro, I don't know why he took that onto his right foot there. A few former Chelsea players. Kudus, Simmons. Spurs playing around quite nicely, but we deal with it there just about. So Yandy Mande coming off a brace against Arsenal. Oh, Kudus intercepts. Penders comes out and collects it. There we go, just about. It was offside anyway, but I was a little bit worried there when Penders didn't come out for that straight away. Fofana could be a good midfielder alongside Caicedo, but I feel like he's not really the most attacking midfielder. He's got some good traits to beat that, but ball inside. João Pedro, great goal there. The football we're playing in this 4-3-3 attack is some great football. João Pedro scores. As we saw in the Community Shield, finally got unlucky not to score in that game. But we'll link up well there. Esteval and João Pedro doing well there, linking up together with Caicedo. And that's a great finisher, stabbing it past Vicario, making it 1-0. And we take the lead here at Stamford Bridge in the first game of the Premier League season up against Spurs. Ball inside it to Solanke. I see another former Chelsea player, if not mistaken. Jorahata makes a block, and Get so unlucky there, but also at the same time the game let me off there just about. You know, Jota Hato, I pressed past there 3 or 4 times, the game didn't do it. And in real life, you know, he would have done it. But this game is, yeah, the ball off him. And again, that's a goal. That was at the post. We're just being done in by the press. Like we can't get the ball out on half right now because the game's just not passing the ball where I aim it. There we go, finally. A pass goes where I've aimed it, and it's offside. How is that offside? That's the vote. We're going to throw in. The foreigner hits it. The Spaniard, the Frenchman, hits it. Not too sure where the Spanish part came from. And Gallagher. Inside, Liverpool, great defending there from him. Yeah, Spurs are going to score in this game. I can feel it. But we need to get a second before then. Maybe right here. Esteval. Brings it inside. Finds a Fodder who shot his ball. So it falls back to Esteval. Vicario makes a save. Well over the top here. Yandy Mande. Is onside. He cuts inside. Can he get his first Premier League goal? Van de Ven blocks him off there. Well done from Diamande. Palmer. We get a penalty from that. I think, yeah, we get a penalty from that. I was going to say, why did Palmer not shoot first time like I told him to? The pass was been for Joao Pedro anyway, but we get a pen. Romero gives it away. Taking down Palmer there just unnecessarily. And it's going to be a penalty there for Palmer to take. And he make it 2-0. We denied. I went bottom left to be safe. I should have gone top corner. Vicario makes a save. That's frustrating. Diamande. Gone down. It's another penalty given away. Round 2. Who gave it away this time? Is it Romero again? I think it's Romero again who gave it away. Yandy Diamande. How is it not a yellow card, by the way? He's gave 2 penalties away. How is he still on the pitch? How has he not got at least a yellow card? But Palmer, Vicario round 2, a minute or 2 later. This time can Palmer score? Oh my god. Oh my god, what is going on? We took the lead. It's been Spurs are going to score, then we're going to maybe get a goal later on. That's what it feels like, anyway. But maybe we can get a goal here. Joao Pedro should be onside. He is. The touch wasn't the best. See what I mean? See what I mean? How have we not scored there? Probably should have been another penalty, by the way, from Van de Ven. There's Caicedo. You're going to make changes pretty soon. Palmer. Esteval. Cuts it inside of Van de Ven. Gets the better of him. He shoots. What is going on? Nicholas Jackson, who was sold to Spurs. No one for them. Ball forward looking for him. Why did Penders come out there? That isn't Penders' fault. That's the game's fault. Any goalkeeper would have come out there. Why did he come out? How's this game 1-1? Why did he come out? There's no reason for him to come out of the box here. Look. There's no reason for him to do that. And make it through. Giovanni Quenda on your debut. Gittins, oh my god, we're going to get a point from this game. We're going to get a point from a game that we should be winning. Like, why are you offside, Quenda? Get onside, get onside. Make the run now. We have actually drew this game. We've drew this game. We have somehow drew this game. We might lose it actually because the ref's playing on. Thank you for making that set. Ref, no. The game tried it. Tell me, scientific data, how we drew this game. They had 2 shots at the end there. Don't get that twisted. They had 2 shots right at the end of the game there. That shouldn't have happened. So they should have ended up on 3 shots. We had 2 penalties. That's some of Vicario saved both of them. The amount of chances we had that we should have scored. Let's deep dive this. Shooting. Expected goals isn't on the shooting tab for some reason. It's on summary. Expected goals 5. And we scored 1. This felt so scripted. I said it during this game. It felt like I wasn't going to score because Spurs were going to score and get a draw. No matter the amount of chances we've had in this game to score, and we didn't. And well, after that frustrating draw against Spurs, we now lose Enzo Fernandez for 90 million to PSG. Like I said, I wasn't going to sell into a team other than the PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich type team. And we've got 90 million for him, which I think is fair. His market value is 64 million. We've got 90 million for him. So let's bring in a replacement for him into the team. And the player is pretty much a like-for-like swap. And a player that's been looking likely to leave his current team, IRL. I think a fairly realistic transfer if Enzo was to leave Chelsea and Chelsea were to get UCL football, if that, worked out for them. And a player joining Chelsea here to replace Enzo Fernandez in midfield is Eduardo Camavinga, a player, like I said, has been linked with moves away from Real Madrid recently due to him not getting the most amount of game time in the squad. If I'm not mistaken anyway, not too sure what really is going on there, but it's a player that could leave the team, IRL. And Camavinga signs here for us for 55 million from Real Madrid. And the age of 23, 84 rated if I'm not mistaken, and should be a great midfielder alongside Moises Caicedo in midfield, and pretty much a like-for-like swap with Enzo Fernandez. And well, it's going to be a trial by fire for Camavinga in his debut against Liverpool here, way at Anfield. Let's get into this one and hopefully bounce back from that disappointing draw against Spurs. And again, we should have won by at least 5 goals. And hopefully in this one at Anfield, we can get the win we deserve from this game. Sure, but Salah, still in their team. I see in real life he's leaving. Ball forward into Frimpong. Isaac, shot blocked there by Bremer. I'm not sure why it was so far back to begin with, but we almost give away a goal. McAllister. By the time EA making bold in the game, he's going to have a full head of hair again, IRL. João Pedro, the overlap here to Yandy Mande. I was trying to do a give and go there, but Gavin Birch read it. Ball forward. João Pedro. Palmer with a great pass in behind, and Pedro gets the goal. It's 1-0. João Pedro's second goal of the Premier League season. Obviously scored against Spurs in that last game. Should have scored more goals than he did. We should have scored more goals than we did as a team. But we take the lead here at Anfield. I see fans in the pub in England, well, London, England, celebrating there. As we are looking to make a statement that win against Arsenal was a big statement saying that we're here to challenge for the title this season. Maybe do well in the Champions League. But then that draw against Spurs, yes, we played great in that game. Yes, we should have won it by multiple goals, but we didn't. So that's a little bit of a downside on us. But here we come to Anfield, and we're looking to just do what we did to Liverpool, not Liverpool, do what we did to Spurs, dominate the game, do what we did to Arsenal, dominate the game, but this time, get our 3 points for Chelsea to make. Esteval up against Mitrovic Kirkez. The rainbow flick past the Hungarian. Can he get the shot away? The Brazilian does great there, and he's not denied though by Alisson. So lovely goal there from Esteval. Showing the Brazilian flair. The rainbow flick past Esteval past Mitrovic Kirkez from the young talent, who's making a name for himself with the number 41 on his back. Knocks it inside. Mitrovic Kirkez has to do better there. Alisson has to do better himself. The Liverpool defence needs to do better there overall. Someone needed to come across there. I think that's Marquinhos. Should have stepped in and made a block, but he didn't. And we make him pay for doing so. And on his slot is now 2-0 down. Spurs draw. Frimpong. Trying to set the play that I need here, but the game's not doing it. Liverpool got to score straight from kick-off there. I can feel it. Knew it. Straight from kick-off, they get a goal back. Kukurea, good work there. The only thing I wish Kukurea had is either more pace or more physicality, one of the two, and he would be much more of a player that I like using at left back. I feel like right now he's a liability in the team. He gives away chances. Diomande. Palmer. Just don't know where to go here. We're just nowhere. We can move this ball. Liverpool are just all over us. Good Diomande. We're trying to get a bit of attacking play here after passing it around the back for the past 2 minutes. Diomande driving. Gets a shot away. Forces a save from Alisson. Let's make a few changes though. Don't game. That's such an easy pass and you saw I messed it up. No. That's not happening. It's going to happen. Liverpool are going to score again. Salah, okay, get that, please, brother, thank you. But it's up here to the lap. It wasn't great for Chelsea last season. Why didn't he shoot? Why did the game make him not shoot there? I wanted a first time shot and he took 2 touches. That makes no sense. We get a win in the end. It should have been an easier game than it was. That goal from kickoff for Liverpool completely changed the game. Since after that, it was just pure high press on Liverpool. We get the win though. It wasn't an entertaining second half. Just barely anything happened. We get the win. The 3 points in the bag away at Anfield. As you see by the stats, nothing happened. We just pretty much held the ball for the final moments of the game. And the second half, we just dominated possession. And that was pretty much the game. It was a very boring one. Nothing happened. But we get the win. Alright, so for the final game of today's episode, we're going to be taking on Newcastle. Today's episode will be shorter because we've got a lot to talk about at the end of the episode. So I don't really want to just, go further in the episode past deadline day with what we have to talk about at the end of the episode. So that's something to look forward to for you guys as viewers. We've got some big opportunities for transfers with the amount of money we have in the budget to spend that we could do if you guys want to do so. But let's get into this one against Newcastle. After that win against Liverpool, the draw against Spurs, let's hopefully get ourselves more wins in the Prem and get ourselves into the top 3 to end the episode. As right now we are currently 5th in the table on 4 points level with Newcastle. Joe Pedro. Through to Diomande. Should be 1-0. And it is 1-0. Diomande scores. What a debut opportunity he's had. His first goal in the Prem though. Should have had it against Spurs. Should have had it against Arsenal. But he gets it here against Newcastle at Stamford Bridge. Celebrates with the fans there. Joe Pedro with a through ball. It's a good finish there. And in off the post. Makes it 1-0. But let's keep going. Like I say, I want a convincing win here that we should have had against Spurs, that we should have had against Liverpool as well. Oh. Against the former Chelsea man in Lewis Hall. Pedro. And that's going to be a free kick for us, maybe. I think it should be for us. It is going to be for us, okay. Palmer still over it. Going to give it to Reece James, makes more sense here. My captain, going to score a free kick here. Puts 1 goal and 2 goals up here. Reece James hits it off the ball. There's Anthony Gordon. Levi Colwill, good defending. No, thank you. And that there from Palmer. Here he goes again. Palmer this time scores. That's what I need to see more from Palmer in this team. I feel like it's not been bad, but it's not been the player that we expected him to be in this team. I feel like I just expect more from him than I get. Maybe that's on me, but at the same time, Cole Palmer's a high-rated player in this game. He should be doing better than he is in the team. Not like he's playing bad. He's just not really the guy getting the end products for the team. But he scores here to make it 2-0. You'll have to see it. That's looked lively into this first half. I still had that chance a moment ago that Botman blocked him off with, and then repeats it and gets it this time though. But no, Mile looking going to concede straight from kickoff here. It's a kickoff goal, and also a goal before the half-time break. So it's double likely to happen. But we get the block, and maybe they cancelled each other out. Those two things. Remento. Transition from Diomande. There we go. Ball forward into Joe Pedro. Lovely move there. So hoping Diomande would make that run. There we go. The pass wasn't the best though. Camavinga comes away with it in the end there, just about. Oh, what did I try to do there? Camavinga blocks it. Take the shot, why not? Camavinga from range. A great save there from Pope. Palmer, why not from here? Maybe that's why. It wasn't a bad effort. Oh no. Johan Visser. We have clattered in there with Bremer. That's going to be a yellow. Could be a red, but I don't think it should be. They're going to get a free kick here. And it is a yellow card for Bremer. And that is frustrating. I had to make the challenge. And now we need to defend a free kick. Tonali didn't hit it. Interesting. It's going to be hit by Lewis Hall. And that's dragged wide massively from him. Bimande forward into João Pedro. Across the goal, Palmer. That should be free. And it is free. It's a double for Palmer. It's a brace for him in this game. And I'm hoping, like I said, this season Palmer will be more influential in the squad in terms of end product. That's a great way from us. I was kind of worried that the pass from João Pedro would get blocked. But he actually managed to find the pass. He's going to make a few changes here. Oh, the lap. He needed to move Thiago out of the way there. He just moved Thiago in the way. He himself stood in the way, and also he moved to defend it in the way of Palmer there. He was going to make the run into the box. I thought Tomado's strike. Saved by Sanchez, but would have been offside anyway. From a Man City and Dortmund man. Not even for Caicedo. That's great from Caicedo. That's a great goal. Where's Caicedo pulled that out from? A fantastic bit of skill. I'm surprised that works. The amount of times I try that in a game and it doesn't work out in those positions. And it did there. We just drew the defender away. He fell for it. Opened the space. And Moises Caicedo. Lovely goal there. Spins Botman. Puts it past Pep. But it's 4-0 here at the Bridge. Against Newcastle. And it's a deserved goal tally for us in this one. And this is what the Spurs game should have been. Right here, this is what the Spurs game should have ended up as. But somehow ended up as a 1-1. Quinn is just caught there in possession. Anthony Gordon. Or Tomada. We get a consolation goal for Newcastle late on here. Anthony Gordon. Joelinton looking to do so, and Sanchez, what a save. And they're going to get a corner. Oh, there we go. There's the final whistle in a second. It should be. There we go. A 4-0 win. A deserved with a brace on Palmer. Could have got a hat-trick, but got unlucky at times. And a fantastic win for us here. To bounce back from that disappointing draw against Spurs, we beat Liverpool and now we beat Newcastle. To get back on track after that win against Arsenal. But let's get to the end of the episode and talk about what I need to talk about before we move on into the rest of the season. And well, the reason I'm ending the episode here on deadline day is because we have, as you'll see by the budget, a war chest of money to spend. We've got 379 million, 380 million to spend, and I don't know if we should, honestly. I feel like, we had the money so we could. We could have a bit of fun and do it, but at the same time, we'd be replacing players that I do like in the team. Like Colwell would be a player that I would replace with the money of like a better defender, like a Schlotterbeck maybe in that position could be good for us. Sanchez in goal. I'd be open to signing a better goalkeeper. Not too sure who we could bring in, who's a better goalkeeper than him, with the money we have. There's a few that we could maybe go for, but obviously Sanchez is 6'6". He's been a pretty good goalkeeper for us, and we do have Mike Penders as a backup to him this season. Other than that, in terms of signings, we could maybe sign a better left back instead of Cucurella, because I feel like Cucurella is the weakest point of this team. In my opinion, I think he is the weakest point of the team. And we could maybe let him go, bring in a better left back, maybe like a DeMarco could work in this team. I feel like DeMarco could be pretty good. Maybe a Livramento at left back. I'm not sure who we could maybe bring in. I want someone maybe with a bit of physicality, good defensive ability, and good going forward as well. Basically Cucurella, but faster and stronger pretty much. But we could also keep Cucurella. I feel like he's not bad. He's not bad in the team. It's just one of our weakest points. Or we could spend the money on improving the backups. We need a better backup striker. Delap in this game just isn't as good as he was in SC25. We signed him in that Spurs series, and it was fantastic for us. But in this series, it's not really shown what I needed from him. We do have a Mega as well as a backup striker, who else in that Wolves series we did use and was great. But I felt like we could sign I don't know. We got so much money that we could spend, and it's one of those where there's so many options that we could spend money on. I just don't know if we should, but at the same time, it would be good to do so. Basically, goalkeeper, centre back, and left back are the three positions. Left centre back are the three positions that I'd be open to bringing a player in. Maybe a better backup coming instead of Kendrick Paez. Well, I feel like we'll do well for us in this team. But I feel like he's going to take his time to get into that position and make it his own. But yeah, like I say, if we were to sign a player, it would be a left centre back and a goalkeeper next episode. Let me know in the comments if you want us to do so. Left centre back, I feel like the only option ready for us is maybe a Nico Schlotterbeck to replace Colwell. But I do like Colwell quite a lot. He's been so good for us in this team. That replacing him isn't necessary. And Sanchez in goal could be a good replacement to bring in a good goalkeeper to replace. Obviously, we need someone who's going to do as good as Sanchez, who can do in the team, someone who's got potential, someone who's maybe even higher rated than him right now, similar height, and just a great goalkeeper. So comment down below what you think we should do with the 380 million we have to spend. And as always, if you're going to enjoy the episode, thank you for watching. And as always, thank you for watching and goodbye. I messed up there to wrap up the episode. But yeah, thank you for watching and goodbye. Alright, so last episode we made some big transfers to improve the team, bringing the likes of Jan Diamande, Kamavinga, and also Bremer into the first team, and also some good backup players as Omega and Quentin joining permanent deals. And we also brought in Fofana from AC Milan to be another backup midfielder for us in the team. But in today's episode, we have a lot of money to spend, and we are going to buy 2 players to improve the team, a left centre back and a goalkeeper. We've got 379 million in the budget. We're not going to spend all of that on new transfers because that would be a bit ludicrous. We could buy Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, players of that quality into the team, but we don't need to do that right now. So the players that have are performing quite well in the squad, and it would be kind of unrealistic to do so anyway. But let's get into the transfer window, buy 2 more players to improve the team. A left centre back, I do like Levi Colwell. We're going to improve and a world-class player to partner with Bremer in the defence, and also a new world-class goalkeeper. Well, I say new, but I'll show you why, and put in a hyphen around new in terms of who the goalkeeper is going to be for Chelsea. And returning to Stamford Bridge to be our first team goalkeeper since I believe 2018, it's going to be Thibaut Courtois, the 34-year-old now 90-rated goalkeeper, who obviously wasn't available for Real Madrid in the Champions League as they crashed out to Bayern Munich last night, which I feel like they deserved to lose that game. Bayern Munich with a better team in that one, and Elise in that game, by the way, was incredible, and the goal he scored at the end was insane. That was such a fun game to watch. But back to the Cromad here. Thibaut Courtois returns to Chelsea. Will be our number 1 goalkeeper. Sanchez will be back up, and we're going to loan out Mike Penders for the rest of the season. And the Belgian, who is 6'7", is back between the sticks at Stamford Bridge. And signing here from Inter for the price tag of 95 million. This is 27, I believe now. 89 rated Italian centre back in Alessandro Bastoni, is going to replace Levi Colwell in the first team, a left-footed defender who's world-class in that position. So Levi Colwell is a great defender, but Bastoni is a massive upgrade on him, and Levi Colwell will be a good backup for us in the team. And Bastoni joins it, like I said, for 95 million from Inter to be a new centre-back alongside Bastoni in the first team, and possibly our last signing of this window. So I don't think we need to make any more signings up until maybe January if we need to make any emergency signings at that point of the season, but we'll do so. And for the first game of today's episode, we're going to take on Benfica at Stamford Bridge in the first game of the league phase of the Champions League. And now the game after this one, by the way, will be in the Carabao Cup up against Manchester City in the first round of that competition. So we've been drawing an absolutely tough fixture in that one. For the first round, getting through Man City is very tough. So we're going to have to get a warm-up game in here against Benfica. And hopefully a new signings like Thibaut Courtois and Bastoni can do well in the squad. We saw a good Bremer and Kamavinga could be for us last episode, especially Jan Diamande as well. Let's get into this one up against a tough Benfica team. And by the way, if you want to see a Benfica Cromad in the channel at some point soon, drop in the comments below. So I feel like Benfica, Porto, maybe even, like Braga, etc., Sporting, could be a fun Cromad to do at some point. Maybe after this one with Chelsea. So drop in the comments below if you'd like to see a Portuguese League Cromad at some point in the future. Okay, that was a bad transfer from Reece James. One inside. I believe it's Courtois would have saved out back between the sticks. There's Palmer. A player that I really need to see more of in this team. I feel like I don't see enough of him in the squad. Esteval. Diamande, first time hit, saved by the goalkeeper in Ferreira. Ball through into Esteval. Can he score? Yes, he can. And what a player Esteval has been for us in this team. He's been one of our better players in the squad this season and last season as well. And right now he puts us 1 goal up against Benfica. What's going to be a tough game? Benfica will give us a game here. But if we can score 2 or 3 quickly, we can sim the rest of this one. Get into the game against City in the Carabao Cup. Hopefully beat them there to knock them out in the first round. And not go out ourselves in that one. So we want to try and win as many trophies as possible this season. Maybe going to win the quadruple. There goes Esteval Goodall. It's not had a great game against Esteval. So no Goodall can be from Leicester Series using my left back in that one. He was great. But Esteval's cooking him here. And Esteval's in again. And Esteval shoots him straight at the keeper though. Camavinga over the top. Finds Yandi Mande. Switches into Esteval. And Ferreira again with a big save. A great striker. That's a side surely. Apparently it wasn't. Okay. Lovely play here. Diamande. We made the right decision. We've done so. We made the move inside. We cut it inside. He shoots. But the keeper again makes a good save. Dedic. Very good defending. Palmer into João Pedro. Not really seen much of João Pedro in this game. Diamande over the top. Does roll it. He's got to get the shot away, and he does. And Ferreira couldn't save it. He palms it into his own net. It's not a good look there for the young goalkeeper. It's not a great game though. But he makes the error there with that one. And he should have done better with that. But we take a 2-goal lead in this one. Diamande hits it clean. And the keeper just couldn't parry it wide of the post. It's not great for him, like I say. But he's had a good game, to be fair, the young Portuguese goalkeeper, like I said. Overall, it's been pretty good. But they missed a big error. Should be parrying that one up and over the goal. Diamande charging forward. What a game he's had at left wing. Can he get another goal for himself? No, he can't do well to defend him just about there. Sort of just force a foul or maybe a shot. Why not Camavinga? Hits it. Not a bad effort considering. Ball into the box here. Kind of dealt with, and it's a little bit scrappy, but we get it away in the end. Frustratingly. But it should be a clean sheet for us against Marino's Benfica at Stamford Bridge. Bastoni's in there. There we go. That should be the final moment of the game. There we go. It's going to be a 2-0 win. Like I say, at Bridge against Benfica's Marino's Benfica. And a good win as well. Diamande and Esteval with the goals. Wasn't our best performance from the likes of Cole Palmer, the likes of João Pedro as well. Kind of disappeared in this game, especially João Pedro. But we get the win. That's sort of as a clean sheet for Bastoni on his debut, as well as Courtois. And it could have been more if it wasn't. I mean, João Pedro got a 7.7 rating. I don't know how, but he clearly did alright. But to be fair, their goalkeeper was their best player. We beat them 2-0. Let's get into our next game now, up against Man City in the Carabao Cup first round. Alright, so we're going frustratingly straight away against Man City in the Carabao Cup first round. Would have been nice, had like 3 rounds where we could simulate this competition, then get into the quarter-final stage and then have teams we needed to play. But here we go, first round against the team that finished second in the league last season, won this competition IRL, Esteval. João Pedro as well to control it. Need to see more from him from this game after that poor performance against Benfica. He was our second best player ratings wise, but in the game he didn't really do much. Good steward from Diamande. Brings it inside, can get the shot away. Diamande does, and Diamande just like Elise against Real Madrid last night, puts it over the bar there. Palmer steals it. Plays it into Esteval. Across to Diamande for a tap in. Somehow Kabore has blocked it in this game and would cook him. But Kabore being there is always so hard to beat. Not necessarily to beat, but to somehow score against is always hard. He's always just there. Palmer and João Pedro linking up. João Pedro. There we go. 34 minutes in, we get the go-ahead goal. And João Pedro gets it. They had a chance a moment ago at the other end that we just about defended. And the team celebrate here the goal. You just see it. After their win against Benfica, we're looking to do the same here against Man City. Not about the Carabao Cup. It's good play there between Palmer and João Pedro linking up. They beat Ruben Diaz in a 2-on-1 situation. Who makes a mistake there. Kabore couldn't bail him out this time. Neither could Donnarumma, who's a Brazilian. Finds the back of the net there. Oh no, Darku trying to cook us, but he makes the wrong pass away. But Casada gets to it. Last chance before the hot-hand break, and we get a shot away. Camavinga. João Pedro. Esteval should be on side. And he is. He cuts inside. He blasts it near post, but Donnarumma makes the save. And João Pedro Can he do the same job? Pedro does so. Donnarumma makes a save again, and that's going to be a hard time. Lovely play, João Pedro. Makes the run. They get a brace. Yes, he does. Palmer, but he assists again. The two players I needed more from in that Benfica game are the two players doing the best in this game. You'd love to see it. And this tunnel here was a great goal here at the start of the second half. And João Pedro just opened there, no one on him. Beats Donnarumma for a second time. And gets a much deserved second goal for himself and for the team in this one here. Long throw there to Haaland. Rodri, Doku, but there's Caicedo. João Pedro through into Esteval. He's got a ball across into Diamande, who's somehow not scored. Donnarumma somehow saves that. 10 minutes. If they get a goal, it's going to be a tough final 10 minutes here. Oh no. Oh, okay, thankfully someone's offside there in the build-up. Kendry Paez. And get a big goal for himself in this one. Kendry Paez does so. It's 3-0. Game's done. It was done anyway. But there's no questions asked now. Kendry Paez gets his first goal of the season for us in a played game anyway. It's a great finish as well there from him. The young talent is incredible there. Stops it dead. Pulls it inside. Then wraps it into the top corner. A fantastic finish there from him to make it 3-0. And like I say, put this game to bed. And well, you know what? Just to speed up the process, hopefully we don't regret this. Sim to the end. And it ends up being a 3-0 win. And a much deserved it. They had one shot in the game. We had 15. So as you can see, Man City in this game were awful. And we were incredible. And well, a month later, it's time for us to face Manchester City again. Now, this time in the Prem, they're currently second in the table, a few points behind us. We're undefeated top of the table right now. We've had a pretty easy fixture run, to be fair. Man City are the hardest game we've had in the league so far. And so we're going to play this one at the bridge. Esteval driving into the box. They're going to get an early goal for us straight away in this one. He's done so. And Esteval is so good at doing that. Cutting inside, driving across and getting a shot away. The same with Diamande. They both are so great at doing that in this team. And Esteval is living up to the hype that I developed for him myself in this game. Because obviously since the game came out, I mentioned that I wanted to use him at some point. And now we are using him in this shorter series. He's been as good as I expected him to be, if not better. He scores just to make it 1-0 against City here. I believe he scored in the game. No, it was João Pedro who scored both goals in that one, right? Against Man City in the Carabao. That was literally like 10 minutes ago for me, IRL. But somehow I can't remember. I think it was João Pedro at the double in that one. Every football being played at Cole Palmer with a bit of space. Gets a shot away. Donnarumma with the save. Ryan Shaky. Why they took a ball right. Instead here's to Shirky. He's forced backwards here to the right back to Shirky. Kukure's in there, but Shirky somehow got the ball back off, and Courtois makes the save though. Hello, into Palmer. Through to Diamande, who gets there. And Diamande shoots and is denied by Donnarumma, just like he was in the Carabao Cup game. Oh no. Oh, we cleared our own player as well. Caicedo wiped out by Reece James. And Doku were all over it defensively here. All over the place. Can we make the block there? Bernardo Silva. Haaland. We do though just about there. We're all over the place defensively there. Palmer. Here's Esteval, whose goal separates the game. Let's go 3 minutes in. Esteval is teasing Ake again inside here to Camavinga, who's found a bit of space. There's a great pass and a great move there from Camavinga. I'm surprised that pass worked out when I saw it. I wasn't too sure about it, but I had to play it. And thankfully, the game didn't mess it up. And the Frenchman buries it to make it 2-0 to us. 2 quick goals at the start of either halves for us here against Man City. Esteval just teasing Ake over and over again there. Plays the ball inside. Ruben Diaz lost Camavinga. And the Frenchman puts it into the back of the net. And puts his 2 goals to the good hit again at the bridge. Lovely pass there. João Pedro has the pace of Ruben Diaz. And João Pedro makes it free. And Sia just collapsed here. This isn't an unbreakable Man City team as you're seeing. It's not the Man City team that are playing right now IRL some great football. It's a beatable City team. We're beating them 3-0 back-to-back. This time, though, the goal scored, just at the start of the second half again. And João Pedro gets ahead of Ruben Diaz. A simple finish there from him. Low driven into the far corner. Composure there from the Brazilian. And it gives us now a 3-goal lead against the Man City team that just hasn't turned up to this game. They've been better than they were in that Carabao Cup game, but I said they've been better. They've had one more shot, which they probably should have scored from that chance. Brummer made the block last second when we were all over the place defensively, but they might get a goal here, shoving kick off. Wouldn't be surprised. Haaland shoots, Courtois with a save. Diomande. And Man City are just open here. Man City are here for the taking. Diomande driving across. Blocks it with a strike. Force back to João Pedro. Donnarumma makes a good save there. It's a ball through. Diomande across to JP. For the fourth. And this is just an absolute outclass from us in this game. That wasn't proper English, but it works. We're just all over City here. Diomande just composure there, waits for Donnarumma to come out, opens up the space. João Pedro completely wide open, tap in for him. As simple as it gets for a striker when it's 4-0 here. And not only that, a month ago we beat City 3-0 in the Carabao Cup, knocking them out of that one. And now, literally, back-to-back games against them, we are dominating them here. To see it, Doku. Chivariol. So you're going to finally get a goal for themselves. Bremer as well there. They can take over his backup position, but so we don't want him to be injured. Reece James, a lovely challenge in there. That should be it into the game here. And there we go, 4-0 win. An absolute batter in the City here at the Bridge for a second time in a row. We did the same to them in the Carabao Cup. We did the same here to them in the league. And hopefully Ake didn't injure Giovanni properly there at the end of the game, because losing him, like I said, wouldn't be great for us. And João Pedro, what a game he played in this one. It's a 4-0 win here. The 3 points picked up to remain undefeated on top of the table. Alright, so it's time for us to face one of our former players, Enzo Fernandez, who will be playing for PSG in this game. I imagine he's going to be in their team. The reason why we're playing this game is because we don't need to, well, we do need to beat PSG to advance into the UCL. Obviously, there's a few games after the league phase, and we are sitting in a good position right now in 4th place, I think we are. But so beating PSG will be a big feather in the cap for us this season. So we lose a ball out to Desiree Doué Vitinha. And the reason why we're playing this game is because we've got a very easy fixture run in the Prem up until the start of January, or the start of January, like mid-December kind of. Esteval up against Nuno Mendes. That would be a fun battle to watch IRL. And Esteval is doing well here. He's brought it inside. He's got a shot. Chevalier with the save with Hakimi. Gets it back to his fellow French. Well, not his fellow Frenchman, but his Frenchman who gets it away. Not Palmer. Hits it. Palmer. Camavinga, the player we replaced him with, finds Palmer. And Palmer beats Saliba. Palmer shoots and Palmer puts it wide at the post. Oh no. Thank you, Bastoni. Diomande gets ahead of Hakimi. Diomande. Saliba is beaten. Diomande's hit the post. Got Pedro ahead of Saliba, just about the Brazilian. Can he finally put his head in again? We deserve to be ahead in, no we can't. Because we've been all over PSG in this first half. But somehow we aren't ahead up until here. Esteval. There we go. For a second I thought the cursor of the commentator was going to strike. Finally we get the go-ahead goal that we deserve right before the half-time break. We've been all over them in this first half. PSG done nothing going forward. They've been dangerous looking coming forward. They looked pretty good. They looked hard to defend, but we have managed to do so far. I don't think they've had a single shot yet. And we had quite a few that we should have scored. Esteval just about gets a shot away before Chevalier comes out and collects it. He puts it in the back of the net to make it 1-0 here to us. Now Diomande gives it to Camavinga, who can return the ball back into him. And Diomande's charging through with a pace. It's denied. Under pressure, we are. We need him to do that there. Here's Vitinha. PSG score now. Good defending there from Bastoni. It's going to go out for a corner. Interesting. Good work there from Camavinga. Now Diomande. Can drive with a pace. I cut it in. Oh, but I didn't need step overs needed and to actually change direction. Lovely pass. Mander's on side. Palmer with some space. Not a bad effort. Enzo's going off for PSG. So we get another attack here. It's Esteval. Can he get a second? Go through himself, and he does. And we have come to Paris, and we have ripped down the Eiffel Tower and planted a Chelsea flag in that place instead. I didn't know where I was going to go with that statement when I started it. But we have absolutely demolished PSG here. It's only a 2-0 scoreline, yes, but we have dominated them in this game. They've had barely any shots. I think they've only had one, which is something like João Neves and range on a turn, which probably wasn't even an episode because it wouldn't even trouble like goalkeeper in Courtois. When our 2 goals up courtesy of Esteval, this game could be more. If it wasn't for us missing a few big chances and also Chevalier making some good saves, PSG could be 5 goals down in this one possibly. Kukurea couldn't quite get there. Desiree Doué now. Got block left from Kukurea and there's someone to collect that as well. Lovely ball through. Esteval for the hat-trick. I thought we was going to mess it up there last second when Chevalier came out and Esteval wasn't quite in the perfect position. But we've got the pass away. Diomande with the assist. And Esteval with his 3rd goal of this game. What a performance from him. Here against PSG. It's a lovely pass there and a great finish there. Simple finish there for Esteval to collect the hat-trick. Claim the match ball as well. Esteval beats Nuno Mendes. Cross it back looking for Palmer, but he's not there. And that's going to be the end of the game. No, it's going to be a 3-0 win, a clean sheet. Away against PSG, a big 3 points picked up in their Champions League league phase. And what a performance from that man right there in Esteval. With 3 goals from 5 attempts. A great performance from him to see us get the 3 points here. Alright, so for the final game of today's episode, we're taking on Arsenal at the Emirates. They're currently 4th in the table, not far behind us. We're currently top of the table though, undefeated still, 7 points clear, 2nd place in Manchester City. So hopefully we can get a big win here against Arsenal. That's a great performance we've been putting against PSG, Man City, etc. We hopefully can defeat Arsenal here. There was a big game against Man United that I thought was going to be one we had to play before this one, but they're currently 16th in the table, so I simulated that one, got a 4-2 win. And I just went straight to this game here. And like I said, this most likely will be the final game of today's episode. So we know they don't have Saliba in the backline anymore, as João Pedro is just about beaten there by David Wright to get to that ball. Big change in there from Bastoni. And João Pedro. Can he make it 1-0? He can't. Diomande making a move in Sophie, keeps the ball. João Pedro hits it, wasn't really the most the best strike, and it's comfortably dealt with there. How's Camavinga got injured? When did that happen? Palmer through. Esteval, Raya with the save. Diomande shoots Raya again though with a save, and we are somehow level at 0-0. Oh no. Good defending there from Bastoni. Ball through to Diomande. It's a great ball, and Diomande finally puts a goal ahead in this game. This his third goal of the season in the Prem. With the way he started, I thought he would have scored more goals by now, but it's kind of slowed off in terms of goal scoring. But he's been a great player for us in the team. He's got unlucky quite a few times as well. But Diamande finally puts us in the lead. It's a great ball through. With a pace, beats Timber to it and puts it into the top corner there. Great finish there. Oh no, Trossard. A Belgian. Reece James is in there. Love to see that from him. And Palmer can carry it forward. Can send it through into Esteval. It's Calafiori. And that's going to be a corner. Let's make a few changes there late in this game. Big challenge in for Casero. Palmer again. Sends for Gino Valiquenda. Quenda cuts it inside. He shoots. And he's denied by David Raya. Got Palmer. Good play here. Gittins hits it. Raya with the save. Oh no, it's going to happen, isn't it? Please win it. Had a kicker there. Thank you. Oh no, of course I was. Oh no. Okay, luckily we dealt with that one there. So 1-0 win away from home at the Emirates. Could have been more. Probably should have been more from us. Arsenal, like I say, didn't do anything in the attack. I shall see by the stats here in a second. But it's a comfortable win here. Yeah, I don't know why the AI are back to doing this, man, where... Again, especially the bigger teams like Man City, you know, PSG, Arsenal, they do nothing in the attack. Like, Arsenal have had 0 shots in this game. We beat them, that's all that matters. Alright, so that's going to call it for the end of today's episode. We're currently at the top of the table, undefeated still with 42 points and quite a few points clear of Liverpool in second place. And looking great right now in the Prem. And also in the Carabao Cup, we are through to the semi-final taking on Brentford here. As you can see, we're most likely going to win this competition if we do beat Brentford. And we're going to face most likely Aston Villa in the final. And in the Champions League, we currently sit third in the table. We're not undefeated here. We lost the game in the Sin game, which doesn't really matter too much because we are going to go through. With 2 games left, we face AC Milan and Lens, if I'm not mistaken. So we should most likely finish in the top 8 and be through to the runners at scene automatically, which will be great for us as we look to try and win the Champions League this season. But in terms of the money we used to have, we've got 244 million left to spend, and we are going to be in a January transfer window next episode. So maybe we could improve the team in terms of the backup positions. Maybe I don't know where we could improve. Maybe a better backup cam to Kendra Pires. I do like Kendra Pires. I enjoy using him in the team, but we could maybe sign a higher rate of play. Maybe we could bring in, you know, Dybala, like you guys did one at the start of the season. But other than that, I don't feel really need to improve elsewhere. Maybe a different backup striker. We could let go of Delight because it's not really worked out for him at Chelsea, to be fair. We could sell him to keep it realistic. I feel like he's a player that could end up leaving Chelsea at some point. But again, we don't need to do that. Is here as a third choice striker. We've got some great backup players that we need to give more game time to in this team. Right now, the first team's playing incredible. In terms of the stats, as you'll see, we are looking pretty good. With Esteval, 13 goals and 3 assists. He's having an unreal season at right wing. João Pedro, 8 goals and 12 assists. Gittins in the second team, 8 goals and 6 assists. Omega with 7 goals. You can see doing quite well for himself. Diamande, 6 goals and 2 assists. And Cole Palmer, with 5 goals and 9 assists from him in the Canberra. Kendra Pires doing pretty well in the second team with 4 goals and 2 assists to his name in that one. And Andrew Santos doing pretty well as well. You can see quite there. Doing well, as you can see there, as I meant to say. But, yeah, that's going to call it for this one. If you're going to enjoy the episode, drop a like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching and goodbye. Alright, so to start today's episode off, we're going to be taking on Liverpool, who are currently second in the table, 10 points behind us. We are currently top of the table, still undefeated with a great goal difference as well on our side in the title race. But also in today's episode, we're going to be hopefully going to win the Carabao Cup and maybe the FA Cup and the Champions League as well, depending how far we get into it. As you can see, we're going to be facing Aston Villa, most likely in the final of this one, because we have a 4-goal lead against Brentford in this one, and also West Ham are losing 4-2 there to Aston Villa. And in terms of the FA Cup, we are currently still pretty far away from the final. We're taking on Leicester in round 4 of the competition, but we should get towards the final pretty easily of that competition right there. And also in the Champions League, we're currently in a good position with 1 game left to go in second place in the league phase, and we are looking pretty good to get through into the runners at steam without having to go through the playoff rounds. Or do you see? Let's get into this first game now, up against Liverpool, and hopefully beat them start the episode off in the best way possible. Moving forward. I get to Costa, ball over the top. Courtois should come out and collect it. There we go. So last episode we played some great football. Esteval was in great form, scoring a hat-trick against PSG. Here he goes. Esteval is through and he's onside. The Brazilian hits it and it's denied there by his fellow Brazilian. Not Bremer, why not? From range, Bremer, the centre-back, hits it. And there's Addison who denies him. It's a good effort there, to be fair, from Bremer. That's on target. Forces a save. Demande now. I was hoping if only Camavinga made that move there like he was going to into the box. Caicedo. Palmer has the space. And it's going to be a third corner. Arsenal, Liverpool in the attack with McAllister. Inside there to Isaac. That's blocked there by Bremer. That's their first shot of the game. Caicedo towards Palmer to get forward. Palmer does the same to João Pedro. And João Pedro's driving through. It should be 1-0. Surely João Pedro scores. We have dominated this game. João Pedro gets his 10th goal of the Prem of the season. In 16 games. He's clearly not played many games in the Prem. We've played 22. Well, he's played 3/4 of the games, pretty much. He's scored 10 goals. And João Pedro here buries this one to beat Alisson, to put us 1 goal to the good here at the bridge. And we've been playing some great football in this game. We deserve the lead. And we'll take it courtesy of João Pedro. Reece James, there we go. Now can we get a goal again? JP, oh, Pacho's in there. Alexander Isak, ball through, and it's poor defending from Reece James. He's the wrong side of Gakpo and just lets him through on side because he's running with him. And Gakpo's got his 14th goal of the season. That's unrealistic. Basically, real life form right now. But as you can see, yeah, Reece James goes with him, and he's the wrong side of him. He needs to just let him go through on his own and play him offside. Camavinga. Palmer. I'm going to space him a bit of space for Caicedo. We're not going to take it though. We're going to play it into Esteval. That's lovely play, but somebody didn't pull the trigger. How did he not shoot there? Not Esteval, Demande, sorry. Esteval's on my mind because he should have scored moments ago. But here's Camavinga. Maybe a goal from range from him. The Frenchman hits it and forces a good save. And was fouled in the process, but the referee ain't going to give it. Camavinga. Demande. Palmer. There's a bit of space to bend one, but it's wide of the post. Isaac. Oh no. Kukurea, thank you. Palmer over the top. Esteval is apparently offside. Curtis Jones. Okay, Bremer should have got that. Reece James. No, Bremer, sorry, gets it. Lets you down at the most crucial times in this game. We're about to draw this game or maybe lose it right here. Offside, okay. Come on, we don't deserve to draw this game. Liverpool scored a BS kickoff goal. We should have scored plenty of goals in this game. Oh, I could have rant for hours about the bloody passing in this game, man. Oh my god. They didn't attack at all in this game. They got a draw because they got a kickoff goal after we scored our goal. Oh, this game. Like, honestly. Oh, it's just... It's a pain to play at most of the time, man. Alright, so about a month later, we're now taking on Man City in the Prem. We're currently going to be 6 or 7 points clear top of the table, and no one make the joke that I accidentally did there, please. I feel like I should be dead by now, but, you know, it is what it is. But here we go on the attack early on in this one. João Pedro. I'm hoping we can get the win here against City like we did last episode. Esteval. So Enquiries tracking him down, but he cuts inside. Diomande. Donnarumma pounces on him though. I was hoping Diomande would take a touch there, away from the keeper, and then take the shot. Palmer through, looking for João Pedro, but Chivadio's there to save City there. And Diomande running at Kabore. Running to João Pedro some more to get past Chivadio, but Kabore saves City there. It's Palmer making a run. Goes it back. Maybe get the shot away. He does. He shoots it straight into Gusto Donnarumma. Needs to be better there from Palmer. It needs to be into the corner. Casado through. Esteval, that should be 1-0. There we go. Just like the Liverpool game, we have been all over City in this one. But that doesn't give me hope, because the last game we should have scored multiple goals in. We should have beat Liverpool by 2 or 3 in the end, but still have got a point from that game. And we conceded from kickoff as well. It's a great goal. A great finisher from Esteval. Casado with the assist. Feeds it through. And the Brazilian scores to make it 1-0. But the question is, will we do exactly what we did against Liverpool and concede straight from kickoff? And I've got a weird feeling we're going to do so. Maybe not. I mean, to be fair, this is how it went against Liverpool. We stopped the first attempt. We could get a goal of self here. Esteval, can we switch the script? And we have done so. We stopped the kickoff, but we score on our own. And it's 2 goals in quick succession for Esteval. He scored a hat-trick last episode against PSG. And he's on for a hat-trick here against Man City. Inside the opening half an hour of this game, he's got 2 goals. It's a great ball through from João Pedro. Enquiries beaten. And Esteval beats the Italian in between the sticks. And makes it 1-0 here to wish us to see it. Off a straightened draw. And Esteval could have got through there. Oh no, here goes Doku. 1-on-1, and he beats Courtois. Foden shoots Courtois with a save, please. James, thank you. To be fair, you've been at fault for both goals we conceded in today's episode. It's not having a great episode exchange right now. Let's see, was that fault for the goal we conceded against Liverpool? Was that fault for the goal we just conceded against Doku? If you're wondering, by the way, the goal we conceded against Doku was the kick-off goal. You probably saw it yourself, and you probably realised by the time of the game they scored it. We scored in the 29th, we then conceded in the 32nd. Best of out, started the second half here. Lovely move. João Pedro shoots. Donnarumma with a save. As Doku heads off, interesting change. And brought on Savinho. João Pedro hits it, and it's blocked by Rodri. I thought that could maybe just creep into the net. Thank you, Courtois, for the save. We needed a second goal in this game. Massively, because City are going to get a second. And be back level. And Ruben Diaz thankfully puts it over the bar. Back from Palmer. Oh, Diomande's through. Diomande can cut it inside, he can shoot. And he can score the very easy goal there. City's defence just split open. Well, Diomande only gets his 5th goal of the Premier League season. He's scored a bunch of goals elsewhere though. He's been a great player for us. He's kind of like Doku in this team. He's not the biggest goal scorer, but he's involved in a lot of goals. And Diomande here cuts it inside. And a simple finish there from him into the top corner. It's 3-1. And we now have the 2-goal lead again in this one. Savinho. Twist and turned here. There's Reece James with Brummers in there. For Pedro. Esteval and City again. This time though, on the other side, a wide open, and that's a poor finish. Kenji Pires, and also Hato at left back. Shivadi Quenda can get big goal for him. So Quenda hits it, blocked, so ricocheted for a few City players, and that's going to come to them. Oh, Memphis Depay can't escape him. Karama man Holland. This is going to be 3-2, unless of course Wall makes a big save. And it's another poor goal to concede. It really is. And that's going to be the end of the game. It's going to be a 3-2 win against City. A game we concede 2 poor goals in, and we don't deserve to concede. City weren't that good. They barely attacked. They had 2 shots on corners that they put over the bar with Ruben Diaz, and that's pretty much it in terms of their attacks. But we get the win, that's all that matters. And we get the 3 points. Alright, so next up it's time to try and win our second trophy as Liam Rosinia's Chelsea here with the Carabao Cup against Aston Villa here at Wembley. So last season we ended up winning the FA Cup. We're looking to win that again this season, but also the Premier League and the Champions League are for grabs for us this season. Let's get into this one now. In the Carabao Cup against Aston Villa, if I'm not mistaken, actually have a pretty good season in the Prem. Let's have a look what they are currently in the table. They're currently third in the table, 20 points behind us, yes. We're currently on 78 points, 8 points ahead of Man City, as you can see, still undefeated with only 8 games to go in the season. So we're looking pretty good in the table right now. Let's get into this one now, up against Villa, and hopefully win the Carabao Cup up against them in this one. I imagine this game's going to be a fairly tough one. So both games I played today in the episode have been frustrating ones, but we've won them. We drew one of them, but Camavinga should have made that 1-0, but I just felt like it wasn't the right time for him. Made that from Esteval, lovely bit of skill. A lovely flicking side, but Martinez, the Argentine, denies the Brazilian. Big block there from James, trying to make up for the 2 goals he's been at fault for in today's episode. To be fair, the second one, I let him off with kind of like he wasn't paying attention, yes, but it's one of those like Doku's got the pace and that pass was awful there from Diamande. Wanted it into the space ahead of Pedro, and it played it behind him, even though I pressed the through ball, which makes no sense. Still on the ball using his strength, but we're still a ball off him eventually with Palmer there. I didn't want Richards to make the run, I wanted Esteval to make the run there. Here we go, Esteval, last chance of the half. Got Pedro. Diamande, that's 1-0. Last kick of the half, we get the go-ahead goal. And Yan Diamande gets it. It's a lovely bit of play from the team. We deserve to go-ahead goal in this game. Villa have not done anything going forward. We've been all over them. And we break the deadlock here at Wembley. It's a lovely pass from Esteval to find his fellow Brazilian João Pedro with the ball inside. And Diamande, a simple finish there, and makes it 1-0 just for the half-time break in the Carabao Cup final. Oh, that's frustrating, Kamara. And we get it away just about there with Camavinga. Loading move forward. Diamande. Can he get us the second goal? It's going to be Cole Palmer who hits it, and that's going to be a goal for Cole Palmer. In my opinion, he hasn't done that enough in this series. He's not been the star player of the team. It's been Esteval who's been the star player. But Palmer's been a pretty good cam, but he gets the goal here. Diamande, the ball across, gets the assist and a goal himself in this one. And Palmer, a simple finish there from him. Blasted past Martinez, gets the goal here to make it 2-0 in the Carabao Cup final. Leon Bailey. I'll drag Villa back in to this game, but I haven't really been into it. Kamara off the post. Please not kick up goal. Thank you for sparing me the game just about. We're playing some great football here. Palmer. Oh, Camavinga's touched it, but that should be the end of the game. It's going to be a 2-0 win in the Carabao Cup final. Let's cut to the trophy lift and lift our second trophy here in the series. And what, as I always say with the Carabao Cup, it's not the biggest trophy, but it's one you want to win nonetheless. If you can win it, you want to win it. It's basically the saying. And we win it here. We win our second trophy as manager with Liam Rosinia at Chelsea after we won the FA Cup last season, which this man Richards lifted. He gets to lift the Carabao Cup here. So there are 3 more trophies up for grabs this season. That is the FA Cup again, the Premier League and also the Champions League. Let's continue the episode, I think, and get into whatever's next in this one. Alright, so after winning the Carabao Cup, we now have a chance to win our second FA Cup of the series up against Manchester City here in the final at Wembley. It's going to be much harder than the game against West Ham was last season for us, but as you'll see, we are champions of the Premier League. We've won the title based on points already. We ascended a bunch of games and we haven't had any home games, I don't think, that we could have won the trophy in. So we're going to play the final home game of the season, just get the trophy celebrations from that one. And then, one thing to show you is we are going to be in the Champions League final up against Dortmund. We beat Aston Villa. Yes, they are third in the table. We did lose the second because I played the second team to rush a few players. I can see Dortmund go from penalties against Napoli. But we had a fairly easy run to get hit. We had Porto, as you can see here in the quarterfinals, and Aston Villa in the semis, which isn't a hard run. Aston Villa, as we saw in the game you just watched, didn't put much of a fight for against us. So I thought, you know what, let's send the first leg with the first team. We beat them. We lost the second leg, yes, but it is where it is. We're through to the final up against Dortmund, but first of all, let's lift our second FA Cup of the series up against Man City, who were they in the Premier currently? Let's have a look. Man City are currently second in the table, and we have quite a few points cleared them in the table in the end. So let's take on them and hopefully beat them again in this episode. Pass it inside with a bit of skill. Drag it back and try and create some out across the box. Looking for Camavinga, but Foden did well there. Shot taken, Kukure with a block. Esteval. Inside he shoots. Donnarumma with it. Fairly comfortable save though. Foden. Off to Haaland, into Doku. Courtois denies this for the Belgian, thankfully for us there, because if I conceded that goal, I would have been frustrated, to say the least. Floats it up looking for João Pedro. Kanji heads it away. Nothing move Esteval. Can he make it 1-0? Yes, he does. It's been coming. And who else but the man who's in form right now, in Esteval, to make it 1-0. He got denied by Donnarumma earlier in the game. He's had a great game so far as well, and this one has been influential, to say the least. So we almost got the assist at the very start to Camavinga, and Foden made that great bit of defending to stop us. It was lovely play that I didn't get the replay. The game did it for me for some reason. It's a great goal there for us to take the lead. Just gotta say that a little bit from him. Lovely pass as well into Pedro. Pedro, can he double the lead? Can we get a quick double? And we do. It's a great goal as well. The dribbling there from João Pedro was great. It's a quick double for us here. We're 2 goals up at Wembley in the FA Cup final. The Man City fans are stunned. You can see lovely dribbling there from João Pedro. Poor defender from City. Whether it was that was with Kanji should have helped him out instead of backing off. But João Pedro gets a great goal to make it 2-0. Sony beaten by Shirky. Bremer with a big challenge, and that's going to be a great save from Courtois. Cole Palmer finesse. Saved by Ruben Diaz. Or saved, what's it by Ruben Diaz? Mendy Mande. Headed by Camavinga. Stoney, lovely work there. Mande has to beat in the Stones at the pace. Plays it across to João Pedro for a third. It's simple, but it's poor defending from City again. They've not turned up to this final. They really haven't. Had a few moments attacking wise, but they've looked good. Their best bit of defending came from Phil Foden in the opening 5 or 7 minutes, whatever it was. And they shipped 3 goals to us. And see, Diamande, it's just too easy for him. He beats Stones with pace, gets into the position, plays it across. Pedro just is allowed to just get into nearby Kanji. Donnarumma didn't come out. It's just poor from City overall. Palmer again, sends through Esteval. Brings it inside. It could be 4. It is. We are looking unstoppable right now. Our next game, by the way, is going to most likely be the the Champions League final. Unless I do play the final game. I think I'll play the final game in the Premier League to get the trophy celebrations, just get it done out of the way. Not play it to show you the celebrations and then get into the Champions League final. But right now we are cooking. I'm making a change a little bit too late to bring on Memphis Depay, it seems, in my opinion. Not like it would have changed much in the game, in my opinion, but you never know. Lovely pass by Courtois. Diamande, do you still have the energy? If you do, just say there's another goal, and there is another goal here. Esteval. Poor finish. That's just the tiredness there. The ball got stuck under his feet. I couldn't take a normal shot. I had to go for the low driven. That's poor. That should have been 5 and a hat trick. Gonna try something here. Joao Pedro. Oh, it's blocked by Shirky. That would have been great as well. That would have found Bremer. But there we go, the FA Cup's won for a 2nd season in a row. Let's cut to the trophy and see, well, Steve Reece James lifted his 3rd trophy for us here in the series. And well, here we are for a 2nd season in a row, like I mentioned. Reece James as captain steps up to lift the FA Cup again. After this season, we've had the likes of Bremer, Bastoni, Diamande, Courtois, and Camavinga joining the team in the first team to massively improve us. And it's worked out for us. The signings we've made have been incredible. And they've been worth the money, to say the least. And Reece James gets to lift another trophy as captain of Chelsea. You love to see it. Let's get into the Premier League trophy celebrations up next. We're going to cut straight into that, and then the Champions League final. And hopefully see the same celebrations, but with the UCL trophy at the end. And well, just after lifting the FA Cup, here we are with the final home game of the season. The final game of the season as well. I just played it, got a win for us, got a 1-0 win, scored in the first minute, that was it. But here we are with the Premier League trophy. We won the title many weeks ago now in terms of this series. We won it a while ago. But here we are finally getting the trophy lift with Reece James stepping up to lift another Premier League trophy for Chelsea. It's been a while since we've won it. But here we are again. Top of the Premier League, good to see it. And now let's get into the biggest game of them all in club football, the Champions League final, and hopefully continue our great fun that we had going into that FA Cup final, and hopefully continue that into the UCL final to see us lift the Champions League at the end of that game as well. Alright, so this is the Dortmund team we're taking on here in the final, or pretty much where it's most likely going to look like. Obviously, the former Chelsea playing Truku and Wecker on the bench for them. Drew Bellingham was well down there. And you can see they signed Asana Diao into the team. Obviously, a great player we've used in a previous series with Como. Also with Roma in this game. He's such a great player in this game. And as you can see, they've got a great team. Adeyemi, Gerassi, Brandt in the camera, Sabitzer and Metra in midfield. Obviously, Sabitzer is kind of a legend of the channel. He was a great player for us in that Man United series when he was there. He's always been a pretty good player in Crowan anyway. And Metra, a great player. Kuto, Schlotterbeck, Anton, Svensson, and Kerbel in goal with the likes of Fabio Silva, Chan, Trucker and Wangster, Benzibione, Joe Bellingham, Ramai, Maya, and more on the bench. As you can see, they've got 5 wins in the last 5 games. They're a 5-star team at this point. Let's get into this one and hopefully win the Champions League against the Dortmund team that last time they were in the UCL final ended up losing it. So let's hopefully hand a bit of a loss in this one here.
Excitement enveloping everyone here because it is a huge occasion. The Champions League final. Who's going to be crowned Club Kings of Europe? No one has you covered quite like EA TV.
And we'll go here in the UCL finals to Chelsea. Last in the runner final, they won it. Well, this year's ago, we lost to Kai Havertz, Timo Werner in their team. Mason Mount, I think, was still there at the time. We get to put away to Branch straight away. So Dortmund are going to be a high-pressing team. We are playing, by the way, in the Olympia Stadion, which is a German stadium. So Dortmund kind of have a home advantage in a way. Esteval. Against Svensson, what a battle that would be. So the Swedish one's been a pretty good player for Dortmund. Into João Pedro, can he get a load of a shot away? He does, and it's a goal early on, 6 minutes in. João Pedro creeps it in. That's only his third goal in the UCL, which is not the best return for him in the Champions League, but he's had a great season overall. And 6 minutes in, we take the lead. Esteval did the hard work, finds João Pedro, who had some work to do himself though. Gets a shot away. We don't see it from that angle. But Cobur's probably going to do better. He's kind of blindsided by his defenders, as you can see, but still, goalkeeper Gregor Cobur's quality right here has to do better with that. It was a good finisher from Pedro. Unai Emery's Dortmund are now 1-0 down, 6 minutes in. There's a bad start for Dortmund in this one. And by the way, we need to do a Dortmund series at some point on the channel. We haven't done one yet on SC26, so maybe either our next series or a series after, because I kind of want to do, you know, teams in Portugal. I kind of want to do maybe a Benfica or Porto or Sporting series. I think that could be quite fun. A bunch of other teams we need to do as well. Sonny Diallo, Bremer's in there though. Andy Mande, no stranger to Dortmund either. Brings it inside. The former Leipzig man denied by Kobel. Not Kukureau, to Adeyemi, sorry. Ball over the top, looking for Brandt, the captain. Really well as a defender. Lovely work there from Camavinga. Lovely pass. If that's onside, oh my god, that pass was clean. Why couldn't the game do this all the time? 7 goals to Esteval now in the Champions League. It's 2-0. I think it was Camavinga that played that pass. That was a first time brilliant through ball there. Who was it? No, it was Caicedo, sorry. It's a lovely pass there. And Esteval's onside. A lovely finish as well. First time there from him. It's 2-0. He got the assist for the first goal, gets the second. And Caicedo, you can see celebrating with him. The man who got the assist. We are just, you know, we're performing at a different level right now. Palmer inside. Lovely move, Palmer. Coutinho with the pace gets the Sonny Diallo to Guirassy. For the half-time break, Dortmund looking for the first chance. It's Guirassy and he misses. Did I say Arsenal? I meant to say Dortmund. Brandt. Sabitzer shoots. Courtois comfortable save there for the Belgian. The ball through to Esteval, who has a beating of Svensson. Esteval inside shoots. He is so good, man. He has a finesse shot, play style, but he is so good. What a player Esteval is in this game. I might have to evolve him in Ultimate Team if I can at some point. If there's an event that comes out, I need to get him. I'll play a little bit of Ultimate Team here and there. I need to get Esteval an Evo at some point. I need to get him. I need to do something with him because he is so good in this team. It's 3-0. 2 goals from Esteval and assists in this UCL final. And we are just on another level right now. Honestly, defensively all game, we're just, other than that one chance Dortmund had at the end of the first half, you know, which, you know, was 45 minutes guaranteed to get a chance, you know what I mean? But other than that, we have been unbelievable defensively. How's he got the ball there? There's Bastoni. Kukureau to Yandy Mande. Is that a very quiet game, Diamande? Here he goes late in this one. Shot here from the former Leipzig man, Kobel with a save. But that's going to be the final whistle though. 3-0. Comfortable. Dominant. Undeniable. That's cut to the trophy lift. And a much deserved trophy lift as well in this game. No more. That is the quadruple secured. The Carabao Cup, the FA Cup for a second time. So that's 3 trophies in total. The Premier League, 4. Champions League, 5. And well, we deserve every single one of them. We have played some insane football with this team, especially in this episode. It's going to be sad to move on from this team. You're not be able to use Esteval, Diamande, Joao Pedro, and the players we have in this team, especially attacking the miss the most. But what a team we've formed here. Champions of Europe, champions of England, dominant, undefeatable, unstoppable. And well, let's look at the stats of the team and show you how they performed in this quadruple winning season. You can see why we have won all the trophies we have won. And well, first things first, Courtois, 35 years of age now, 90 rated, 18 clean sheets in 39 games. You'd have to see us. You had some great goalkeepers out on loan. See, Sanchez, our backup goalkeeper, certainly a good talent we've been out on loan. Jurgensen as well was at Newcastle, and Penders was at Monaco. So if we were to go further in this series, we've got 2 great goalkeepers to take over from Courtois in the future. But here we go. The moment of truth. Esteval, 31 goals, 10 assists, now 86 rated. Gone up a +4 this season, 41 goal contributions in the 43 games. Incredible from him. 39 in 47 for Joao Pedro. Gittins, by the way, 30 and 46 in the second team. We might have to use Gittins at some point soon then. And Mega did quite well. We didn't really use our backup players as much in the final episode as we should have done maybe. But Diamande, 12 and 5. Like I say, basically in the first episode he scored a bunch of goals for us. He looked like he was going to be, up here in terms of the goal tallies that he's got. But in terms of what Diamande's offered us in this team, it's kind of like Doku IRL in this game, where he's not the biggest goal scorer, but he's such a good player in the team. Like, he gets the ball forward, is dangerous, he creates opportunities. You've seen it in the episode. Cole Palmer, 11 and 16 from him. And he did actually turn up to be the player I expected in the end, especially in the final few games of the series. Like, at the start, I was a little bit like, he's not a bit as good as I expected him to be, but now he's stepped up to that level. Camavinga, 10 and 6. What a signing he's been. We brought him in to replace Enzo Fernandez, who went to PSG and was even better than Enzo Fernandez in this team could ever be, in my opinion. Camavinga is just a better player in game for me. I think he just suits my playstyle more. Giovanni Quenda did alright as a backup player. Kendra Pires as well. But this is a moment where we need to talk about what's next on the channel. Which current do you want to see next? I'm kind of tempted to do a Portuguese League series. As Dortmund we could do a series with. There's a bunch of teams we could do. We've not yet done a Real Madrid series, and with what they're going through right now, most of them not going to win a trophy for a second season in a row. And the possibility of Jurgen Klopp becoming the manager of Real Madrid, that could be a fun series to do. Maybe not with Jurgen Klopp as manager, but maybe as me taking over. Or if you want to see the version with Klopp, I can create him in game and do it that way. But yeah, if you're going to enjoy the series, drop a like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching. Drop in the comments below what you want to see the next series to be. And as always, thank you for watching, and goodbye.